Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the oldest town in Texas. It is Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches for Week 7 action between the Jacksonville Fightin Indians and the Nacogdoches Dragons. Both teams coming in to tonight's game with a district record of 1-2. Jacksonville falling in a close game at Longview Pine Tree last week, and Nacogdoches picking up the victory over Mount Pleasant. Glad you're with us on JHS-sports.com. Aaron Swink, Todd Travis, our producer Ryan Travis, and down on the field, Matt Montgomery. And Matt, it is Week 7. It would normally be by district week, but, you know, it's 2020.
Yeah, and everything's a month behind. And so here we are. It's the smaller schools getting into the playoff action, 4A and below, and they started last night and continuing tonight and tomorrow. So, yeah, it's just a little different. Like you said, Aaron, it's 2020, so very, very strange. But, yes, we are at Dragon Field, the home of the Golden Dragons of Nacogdoches, and this field, Aaron, the site of the longest high school playoff game in history 10 years ago. Amazing to think that's been that long. So this is a Nacogdoches team under second-year head coach Darren Allman. They've struggled like Jacksonville has, turning the ball over and defense stopping people. The common opponents, I mean, of course, Jacksonville had a great game last week against Pine Tree, the district leader, tied with White House and Texas High. Pine Tree beat Jacksonville 49-42, but that Pine Tree team throttled Nacogdoches a few weeks ago 34-7. And so you try to compare games like that and you say, well, Jacksonville should be favored in this ball game. But, you know, when it gets to those comparisons like that, so many things can change and make it different that it's just hard to do that because, Pine Tree beat Marshall 24-7. You know, wasn't very close. Okay, and then, of course, we know Jacksonville got beat by Marshall in that second half pretty handily, 42-21. Marshall beats Jacksonville. And then Jacksonville goes to Pine Tree and loses by 7. So that's why these comparisons a lot of times don't work. And, Aaron, we have some news that, this district race got a little bit more interesting as we find out about 2 hours ago that Hallsville has forfeited their district ball game against Mount Pleasant. And, of course, Jacksonville, Nacogdoches, Mount Pleasant, and I guess say Hallsville, or not Hallsville, not now. They've pretty much been eliminated. But, you know, there's three teams that are fighting for that fourth playoff spot. So Mount Pleasant picked up a win tonight by not even playing.
Well, it is that kind of a year, and unfortunately, the same circumstances have hit our neighbor to the south as the Rusk Eagles had to unfortunately forfeit their by-district playoff game tonight. So, unfortunately, it's pretty common right now.
Yeah, and what we were talking earlier when we were eating, it was of the 59 college football games, 15 of those this weekend were postponed. So, yeah, we're having a second wave, and it's hitting, and you can have your opinion about whether or not it's real or not, or maybe they're overreacting, but it is what it is, as the old saying goes now. And so I'm just thankful that, the JISD has been able to, do as much mitigation as possible. I mean, look, it could happen to Jacksonville tomorrow. The Fightin Indians have already lost a couple of kids to COVID. Not that they had it, but they were exposed to it. They didn't get it, but the contact tracing knocked them out of the game, which, I mean, knocked them out for 2 weeks, 14 days. I know that's the CDC guidelines, but, man, that's frustrating. They didn't even have it. They had to sit at home. So it's just something that everybody's dealing with. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Micah Hoffpower and Texas Farm Bureau. Micah's ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. We appreciate Micah Hoffpower for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff, Texas Farm Bureau. Guys, this is the 71st meeting between Jacksonville and Nacogdoches. And get this, the series is tied 33-33. And there's been 4 ties.
Wow.
Yeah. So kind of got a push tonight to see who's going to. Now, in the category of facts in Matt's brain that really nobody cares about, let me throw out a little trivia. What's the first year Jacksonville played Nacogdoches?
I can't say that I know.
They don't have the headsets on, do they?
Guys up here, anybody?
Nobody knows?
First year that
I got the headset on. I was just being quiet because I didn't know. So.
Todd's in the same
I
boat.
was hiding out.
It was the first game Jacksonville ever played was against Nacogdoches in 1913.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
It goes back. Goes back quite a ways, and Jacksonville won that game 7-6. So, yeah, 1913 was the first time they played. Overall, Nacogdoches is 2-3. They opened the season one game late due to COVID, and they went to Fort Worth Boswell. They found that game, and they were able to go up there after having one practice. You know, they had to shut down everything. Nobody could practice. They were able to practice on Friday one time, and they went up to Fort Worth on Saturday the next day, and they beat Fort Worth Boswell 26-21. Last week they got their second win we mentioned a moment ago against Mount Pleasant on the road, squeaker 25-23. They started off district at Nacogdoches, losing to White House 35-17, and I mentioned a moment ago in week 2 they lost to Pine Tree 34-7. So a pivotal game tonight here in Nacogdoches between Jacksonville and Nacogdoches as the Fightin Indians come in also 1-2, trying to stay in this district race in 9-5A Division II. Indians coming off a thrilling game against Pine Tree, and again they lost 49-42. Pine Tree was a 28-point favorite in that game. You know, I mean, just Fightin Indians played great.
Yeah, they did, and Matt, we alluded to probably the big factor in that ball game, no turnovers by the Fightin Indians or by either team. But you shared some very enlightening stats this week about the Indians and the turnover margin.
Yeah, and I got to give credit to our statistician, Todd Travis, because he's the one that sends those box scores out to us every week, so I'm able to go back and kind of look at things. But from a turnover standpoint, let's look at just this year alone. And Jacksonville started off the year just terrible with so many turnovers in the first 3 games. For example, you know, Patrick Clater in the first 3 games, 5 touchdowns, but he had 11 interceptions. A dismal 45% quarterback rating for Patrick in those first 3 games against Crandall, Cleburne, and Nederland. Then you went in the bye week, and you know, Josh Moore, the new offensive coordinator for Jacksonville, decided we're going to simplify things. We're going to break a few things down. We're going to move some guys around. And, boy, since then it obviously worked. Clater has totally flipped that, and he has really cleaned it up. He's thrown in the last 3 games, all 3 district ball games, by the way, 13 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, 831 yards, and a 110% QBR, which that is quite the turnaround. And that's one of the reasons Jacksonville is still in a dogfight, not turning the ball over. And that's something that they've really struggled with in the first 3 games, and hopefully they can continue to play like they have pretty cleanly the last 3 weeks. However, Jacksonville's still -7 in takeaways in 2020. And so if they can just keep that from expanding, then they have a chance to, I think, make some noise here.
Yeah, Matt, you know, we talk about turnovers, it seems like every week, and, you know, we say it's cliche, you got to win the turnover battle. But when you really look at those numbers, you can see exactly how that impacts the ball games. And you said it is that it's just a complete flipping of the script, if you will, since Jacksonville's gotten into district ball games. And also, the Fightin Indians seem to like to play on the road.
I know, isn't that amazing? I mean, we talked a little bit about that last week, but we'll say it again. I mean, I think it's the lack of distractions. And, you know, when you stay home and school's out and you got a chance maybe to run home and see people and you kind of get your mind off the game. I mean, I'm not sure they go home. I think maybe they go straight to the field house. But you go to Tomato Bowl and it's the pizzazz, and, you know, you look at them in the stands, there's all my friends. And then you get on the road, and especially in 2020 with this time of COVID when people are staying home more and they're not coming to the games, I mean, I guess you're just focused more. I don't know.
Well, and yeah, I mean, there's something to be said, I guess, about that time as a team that you have, that bus ride, you know, just to kind of get your mind right. And Jacksonville looks to have bought into that. Unfortunately, that does mean we're still waiting on that first win at the newly renovated Tomato Bowl. But hopefully Jacksonville will check that off the list at some point this season as well. But playing very well on the road, you got to say.
Well, Jacksonville controls their own destiny. I know people say playoffs. What was the coach? What was his name?
Jim Mora.
Jim Mora. Playoffs, but that old thing. But still, Jacksonville with 4 games remaining, you control your own destiny. You get a win tonight. Texas High is going to be really tough next week coming into Tomato Bowl. But then you finish with White House, and you got Mount Pleasant at home to finish the season, regular season. Look, I mean, you got a chance. And I'm telling you, if Jacksonville plays like they did against Hallsville, a full game, no turnovers. The first half of the Marshall game, which was excellent by Jacksonville, except for maybe the last minute of the half, and then the second half wasn't so good. But then last week, pretty much a complete game against Pine Tree with no turnovers. But, guys, we said it a lot of times on this broadcast. We'll say it again. You got to get a stop on defense, and you got to create some turnovers, and that's the key. Can you take the ball away and get more possessions than the opponent? It isn't rocket science. It's pretty simple.
We'll see what Jacksonville is able to do, and a big part of that tonight will be the Jacksonville defense, led, of course, by defensive coordinator Kenny Kennedy. And, hey, Matt, we got a little Jacksonville versus Jacksonville matchup as the DCs go.
Sure do. Jay Brown, Jacksonville class of 1981, coached at Texas College and several other high schools. He is the defensive coordinator at Nacogdoches. And, of course, Kenny Kennedy, the defensive coordinator for Jacksonville High School, is a class of 1993. So 12 years separate those guys. They didn't play together, but they're both former Jacksonville Tribe players. And, boy, Jay was a heck of a defensive end back in the day. Played college football, and Kennedy played college baseball in New Mexico. So, yeah, you got a little Jacksonville flavor. Interesting how that develops. I had a chance to visit with both those guys at the same time. We kind of had a little reunion over there.
Yeah, noticed in pregame you were getting to talk to Jay Brown, and you said you never know where he'll pop up. You get to kind of follow him, get to kind of follow Jay around a little bit.
Well, I was looking down there, and I got to be honest, I forgot Jay was the DC here. I mean, I just can't keep up with everybody. Everybody's moving around so much. I look down, and this guy's looking at me, and he's holding his hand up like a microphone, and he says, "You're not going to talk to me?" And he had his mask on, and I had to go, "Oh gosh, that's Jay."
Yeah.
So anyway, we go back a long way. So, but yeah, it's good to see Jay down here in Nacogdoches, and boy, those guys gave each other a hug and wished each other luck, and kind of the old tribe down here on the field, folks.
Yeah.
This part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Micah Hoffpower and Texas Farm Bureau. Micah's ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. We appreciate Micah Hoffpower.
Yeah,
Texas Farm Bureau.
Absolutely, we do appreciate Micah. It is almost 7 o'clock, so we'll bring it up here into the booth. About to hand it over to our producer, Ryan Travis, and now we're going to hear from head coach Wayne Coleman with smoke signals presented by All Smiles Dentistry. Ryan, can you cue it up for us?
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Coach, coaches go into these ball games, and you think you know what some team's going to do, and then they come in, and I guess this is district play, and everybody's trying to play a chess game. And Pine Tree came into the game thinking Jacksonville was thinking they were going to do one thing, and they kind of did something else. You guys adjusted really well. Didn't get the win, but man, offensively, you guys played a heck of a game.
Yeah, we played very clean on offense, and we didn't turn the ball over. And we're really good when we don't turn the ball over offensively. And we've only had 2 games like that this year. Both games played really well.
And what I was referring to was the fact that they did not run their quarterback as much as maybe you thought they might. But, man, what an offensive juggernaut in the first half that both teams. I mean, Pine Tree scored in every possession, and I believe you scored in every one but one. And it was just whoever was going to get the ball last was going to win. And almost you guys.
Yeah, we needed to get that one stop at the end of the game and give us a chance there at midfield when they went for it on 4th down. And of course, they knew that they didn't want to punt the ball to us. So, it was a deal where both teams played really well on offense, and the team that had the ball last won.
Of course, Patrick throws for 6 touchdowns. The second time he's done that, and But you ran the ball. The total yards may not look that great because you had some sacks, but Dino ran well. The offensive line, and you lost Zal, and boy, you adjusted well. And boy, I tell you, you're an onside kick away. I mean, not onside kick, but a deep kick from getting that backspin on it, from getting the ball back.
Yeah, it was really close on a couple of the kicks where we were trying to get some weird kicks and bounces on the kickoffs, and we almost got it. The kids they just battled. Even defensively, we didn't play as well as we want, but there was not a lack of effort. Down to the very end, they were literally fighting for the last inch to get the first down.
It's amazing when you mentioned it already, no turnovers, and that was the case in the Hallsville game where you got the win. Here this is the team that's undefeated in Pine Tree, expected to make the playoffs and go pretty deep. You don't turn the ball over, man, you're just right there with them. And I know we talk about that every week about keys to the game, turnovers, and I guess we need to quit saying it because it's clear that is definitely a factor in every game.
It is, because I think most teams, you'll have that rare, really dominant team, but most teams aren't that far apart. And so it's just a little mistake here and there that helps one team separate from another team. And when we don't make mistakes, it's harder for the other teams to separate from us. And so as good a team as Pine Tree is, when we play clean football, we can play with them.
Were you surprised at Pine Tree's game plan, not running DJ Freeman as much? I mean, your defense adjusted really well. I mean, Bryson Tatum had another monster game with 10 tackles and two for a loss. So was that a surprise to you? Or?
No, it's kind of been their MO this year. Probably if you looked at his stats compared to last year and the previous year when he started as a sophomore, they used to use him as a primary weapon to try to move the ball. Now they use him as their get out of jail free card. They get to the fourth down and they've got to go for it. He's going to carry the ball. And they've got a good enough team where they feel like they can go 2 or 3 rounds deep. So they're trying to make sure he survives the regular season without getting injured.
Well, there was a lot of highlights, obviously, a 49-42 Pine Tree win. Let's take a look at those right now. This is a fourth down. This was our congratulations play of the game. What great execution, Darian, throwing it to Casey.
Yeah, good job by both those guys executing the fake punt.
Here's Clater finding Casey. Casey kind of tiptoed in here a little bit.
Yeah, I got on him a little bit about the showboating right there.
And here's a 24-yard touchdown pass to Rivers. What a move right here.
And just a great throw, too. A great read by Patrick. Normally that ball's thrown to the quick out.
Here's Devin with the quick out. And look at the block downfield by Pinson.
Tony P. has kind of become a master of that right now. He's done a great job of blocking for us out there.
Devin gets in. And here's Pinson again, this time on a 27-yard touchdown slant route from Patrick.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of kids we can throw the ball to, and Tony is really coming on late in the season.
Coach, this was a really key play here. Lost it, perfect throw. Devin gets by.
Yeah, Patrick held in there and waited as long as he could and made a great throw.
Tough play here. Look at this.
Speaking of great throws, wow.
Oh, man. Could not have been better.
No, that was NFL-like right there.
I mean, his defensive pass interference, he still caught the ball because I said on the air, I said he couldn't do anything but catch the ball because it was right in his chest. So just a great night. 18 of 27, 233 yards and 6 scores. And, again, no turnovers throwing the ball, no interceptions by Patrick. Dominic had a big game running the ball, 72 yards. Devin, Latrell. And, of course, I mentioned Bryson. So, statistically, Coach, you look at that and you think, man, 20 first downs, you think, well, you should get the win. But it was that kind of game.
Yeah, and none of that happens without the offensive line playing as well as they've been playing. Since we've started district, they've really come together. And, we were a man short on the O-line, and those guys still were able to execute and did a good job giving Patrick just enough time to throw.
So we turn now to Nacogdoches. Huge game, both you guys 1 and 2 in district play, and this is a game that people are looking at to say, now who's going to step up and still contend for those last few playoff spots. Nacogdoches is a team that kind of like yours. I mean, they've had their moments where they've played really well, and they've been on the short end of some ball games too. But Nacogdoches, good quarterback that's come back from last year. Talk about them. Same
story with them. When they play clean football, they're hard to beat. And last year we went down there and they played a really clean, good game against us and got after us. They're not much different than everybody else in the district. If you will not beat yourself, you're hard to beat. And we didn't beat ourselves last week. Pine Tree had to really struggle to beat us. The same thing, the week before, Marshall, we kind of beat ourselves. And the same thing is going to be true at Nacogdoches. Which one of these teams can really play the closest to mistake-free football?
One of the things in East Texas, and you've been here a long time, is that defenses are fast. And we'll see one next week when Texas High comes in. Pine Tree was much faster than historically they've been. Nacogdoches is a pretty fast defense too. They run to the ball well.
They're very athletic. They have some of the best looking athletes in their secondary, kids they're long and they can run. And that really makes things difficult. That makes throwing the ball into those windows, you've really got to be precise.
And that is one thing Patrick's done really well. And Coach, your receivers and the number of people that you can go to, it's hard to prepare for your offense given that. So how has Nacogdoches defended the pass this year so far?
They've done a pretty good job. They haven't. Doesn't seem like they've played against somebody that really wants to air it out. Mount Pleasant is more of a run team that they played last week. So they haven't really run into somebody that probably throws it as much as we do. But they're going to match up really well. They've got some athletic kids.
After playing so well in the first half against Marshall, and then you come back next week and played a full game against Pine Tree, one of the best teams in the district, how do you keep that emotion flowing now that you're going down another away game on the road to NAC and they've got their backs against the wall just like you do? How do you keep that emotion going with your team?
Yeah, talk to the kids about it's never about the other team. It's always about yourself. And in our character trait this week, it's talking about self-respect. And your self-respect, it basically is the picture that you paint of yourself. And so the kids have to keep in mind when they're at practice and wherever they are, that you're always consistently painting a picture of yourself. And when we go to Nacogdoches or we go to anywhere, it's not about the other team. It's about us and who are we and how did we practice, how did we paint the picture of ourselves going into the game. And so that's what we're trying to do in practice every day, and make sure we show up and we play a game that when we walk off the field, we don't got to look at the scoreboard. We know we've painted a great picture of the Jacksonville Indians by what we did on the field, and it's something that we're trying to instill in the kids. When we beat Hallsville, the scoreboard really didn't matter. We played a great game. When we lost to Marshall, you didn't have to look at the scoreboard to know we lost. You could tell that was an ugly picture that we painted on the field. The other night, we painted a pretty good picture. It didn't work out. None of that, the score doesn't illustrate who you are. Mm-hmm. How you play the game, how you prepare for the game every day illustrates who you are.
And that's a great analogy because, the first non-district games, that's what they're for, to help a team find their identity before they get into the games that count in district. And you guys are really a model for that because the first three non-district games were not what you were wanting to look like. That did not paint a good picture. Right. And then you get the district with Hallsville, and now it's starting to kind of come in. I can see it, and the players are starting to say, hey, here's who we are, here's what we can do. And it's becoming pretty clear who they are.
Yeah, and even as the coaching staff tries to paint their picture of what the offense looks like or the special teams unit looks like or the defense, there's always going to be that I better change colors or use a different stroke on this and get the right combination on the field. And we're still working on that defensively, and it comes down to run fits mostly, making sure the kids are in the right place.
So, as we always do, we always have to talk about keys to the game, and I'm going to skip the turnover thing because I think that is proven that was so. Talk about the intangibles, some of the things that it's going to take for you guys to get the win.
Oh, I think for sure we've got some run fits that we've got to get corrected on defense, and when you play a great running team like Pine Tree, and they can really run the ball. They expose what your weaknesses are in your run defense, and so. It's not a terrible thing to play that game, lose that game, but have exposed where you're really weak at defensively, and it's given us a chance to go into practice and identify and show the kids this is what we did wrong last week. This we've got to fix these run fits. If we don't fix these run fits, we're going to be in a shootout every Friday night.
Well, it's Jacksonville versus Nacogdoches at Dragon Stadium. We'll be online at 6:45 on jhs-sports.com. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.
And that was the Smoke Signal Show brought to you by All Smiles Dentistry. We'd like to thank All Smiles, Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, and Dr. Rutherford for sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach Wayne Coleman all season long. And, Matt, I really liked what Coach Coleman had to say about focusing with the team on self-respect this week and painting the picture that you want to paint. I thought that was a good analogy.
One of the things that Wayne Coleman started when he came to Jacksonville 6 years ago was he does character traits, and they have a character trait of the week, and they really focus on that because as Coach Coleman will tell you, I mean it's not just about coaching football and other sports in Jacksonville. I mean it's about building young men and young women to go out into the community, to go out into the world. And when I'm at practice, he constantly will say, you remember this morning when we talked about self-respect, or you remember this morning when we talked about courage, you remember this morning when we talked about teamwork and all these other character traits that they're studying. And it's really impressive because the kids light up because he typically brings out stories and analogies that the kids can remember, like who's in the boat and who's rowing and who's not rowing, those kinds of things. And kids relate to that. Now, it's really impressive. Yeah,
and I think just the way he described the approach to the game in those terms too. Hey, you want to do the right things, the things you can do to paint the picture such that you don't even have to look at the scoreboard. I thought that was very interesting.
It is, and he always talks about competing against yourself and follow the process. And of course, everybody knows about Nick Saban with that saying, but Wayne Coleman said it works. I mean, you have a process, you follow the process, and one of the problems Wayne said that they try to identify is where in the process are we missing things. But I just love some of the analogies and some of the character traits that they're doing. He talked about the other day I was after practice, and he said, guys, remember what we talked about when all those guys froze to death standing there around the fire with their log. None of them had the courage to throw their log onto the fire. They wanted to protect their log. They wanted to keep their log. They weren't all in. If everybody threw their log on the fire, nobody's going to freeze to death. I mean, those are the kind. It's just really cool him talking about those kinds of stuff, and boy, that's really a lot of times when kids graduate from high school, they're going to remember some of those things, and it was in athletics where they heard it first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're about ready to go here. We continue with the pregame festivities. The Fightin Indians and the Nacogdoches Dragons getting ready to go. And Matt, who are some of the individuals to keep an eye on tonight?
Well, let's talk about Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches has a 3-year starting quarterback, and he's a good one. It's Reed Boyette, 6'2", 180. He looks like he's about 6'3". He's pretty tall. And he's not a threat to run the ball like DJ Freeman was last week for Pine Tree. He's just a very effective and efficient quarterback in delivering the football to his receivers. Running the ball, Jaron Whitaker, he's a 5'9", 168-pound senior. He'll carry the ball. He's a good one. And they have a freshman linebacker that Wayne Coleman said he's really got a great future for them. Braxton Jones, 6 foot, 200 pounds. And you may see Braxton Jones, the true freshman, maybe even carry the football tonight for Nacogdoches. But again, this is a Nacogdoches team, as you heard Wayne Coleman say just now in Smoke Signals, that, hey, they can be as good as anybody in the district if they don't make mistakes. And boy, haven't we found that out following Jacksonville this year, is that when you don't fumble and you don't throw the ball, throw interceptions, you can play with anybody. And that's what Jacksonville showed last week. Been really impressive with Jacksonville running the ball with Dino Hinojosa. And he continues to run the ball with authority and conviction. I mean, he just mowed over some guys last week. Latrell Rivers caught another 2 touchdown passes last week to match the 2 that he caught against Marshall. Devin McEwen starting to be the guy that teams are tracking more, the sophomore. He continues to be a go-to receiver for Patrick Clater. Last week he also caught a couple of touchdown passes. And what about Isaiah Mallard? What kind of force has Isaiah been on kickoff returns? Last week, He had a 90-yarder that set up one of Jacksonville's touchdowns, caught it at the goal line, went down to the 10. And, of course, we know the 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Hallsville, but he's had several returns over 30 yards. So what do you bet Nacogdoches doesn't kick the ball to number 5 tonight?
They would be smart not to.
Yeah, and I told Wayne Coleman before the game, I said, why don't we do the old A&M Ananias Smith deal? Why don't you take somebody's jersey and throw it over him on the kickoffs, and then he can take it off? That way they don't look for number 5. Just put number 11 or 13 on him.
Just hide him.
Yeah, just hide him. Defensively.
So would that be the Mallard decoy? Is that what we would?
That would be just trying to hide Isaiah Mallard and say that's kick it to that guy. That's not number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told Wayne, put number 5 on one of the linemen or something. Maybe that would.
There you go.
That wouldn't work. Defensively, Aaron, Jacksonville had a huge game last week from Bryson Tatum and Casey Kennedy and Darian Jones, particularly Bryson Tatum. 12 unassisted tackles last week. Really did a nice job. And Jacksonville pretty small up front with that 3-4 defense. And, Cleaver and Keelan McCullough. And also I want to mention a guy that played really well last week, the sophomore Caden Franklin for Jacksonville. Really stepped up and had good games. But, boy, they are really going to need to do that tonight, as Nacogdoches, they can run the ball. And so you're going to need those guys maybe instead of spilling, they need to stay in their gaps, as Wayne Coleman talked about in smoke signals, and try to help out their linebackers a little bit, because you just can't continue to rely on Tatum and Casey and Darian Jones to step up. You got to fill those gaps in that defensive line.
Yeah, and of course we know, Matt, the more help you can give, each other on the defensive side of the ball, but then again also the more that the offense can control the ball and let give the defense some rest. We've seen in Jacksonville's best performances this year where that's come into play. So would be looking, I think, for a good possession game out of Jacksonville as well offensively.
Exactly. And on the offensive line, the Fightin Indians kind of have a good news, bad news situation tonight. Aiden Gay, the big junior, I think 6'3", 280, he's back tonight. He's missed a couple of games. He was one of those COVID contact things. And so he's back. Unfortunately, Zalatiel Antonio last week injured his leg. The good news is we thought he was out for the season over the weekend. Thought he had broken something in his leg, and he got a second opinion. It's not broken, so he's going to sit out tonight. And if he can stand the pain, he may be back next week against Texas High. So this offensive line for Jacksonville continues to gel. Thad Black, the offensive line coach, very pleased with their progress. And for the next couple of weeks, you're going to have 2 defensive lines in NAC, and next week in Texas High that will get after you. So hopefully Zal can get back in that offensive line next week.
Yeah, talking about Zal on the way over here, the word we kept coming back to was just tough. Just a tough guy.
He told me at the half he's on crutches. He's walking on crutches. I'm walking next to him at the half. He's going in the dressing room, and he said, I'm going to be back, Mr. Montgomery. I'm going to play in the second half.
I'm going to play.
Yeah, he's on crutches. He says, I'm going to play. I'm going to get this thing wrapped up, and I'm going to be out there. So he's a pretty tough kid.
Yeah.
3-year starter, by the way. Yeah, he's a good one. So we're about 10 minutes from kickoff. This part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo, JHS class of 1966, and Ann Brumelo, JHS class of 2006 of the South Jackson Dairy Queen. We appreciate Gene and Ann sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Head on over to Dairy Queen on South Jackson. It's blizzard time after the game maybe, and they'll take care of you. Appreciate them sponsoring this part of our.
Or go get your blizzard now and then come back home and
sure
tune into jhs-sports.com and
bring me one.
Yeah. If anybody wants to run one to NAC, that's a couple to NAC, that'd be fine.
I just noticed, Aaron, I don't think it's homecoming tonight.
How about that?
What's going on? Every road game we're on, it's homecoming. So tonight maybe we're catching a break here.
Yeah, we were talking about that too with some of these games that have been canceled and postponed. One school lost their homecoming game. Tyler Legacy, the former Tyler Robert E. Lee, they were scheduled to have their homecoming game tonight against Mesquite Horn. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen for the Raiders.
And all that planning and all kinds of, and it's funny too that all these cancellations for high school games seem to be occurring on the day of the game. And so I'm not sure. I mean, that's just such a. I mean, give me a couple of days to kind of get used to the fact that I'll have a game on Friday. It's like right before, okay, it's canceled. So yeah, that's unfortunate for any school to get their game canceled, much less homecoming. Where the dress has been bought, the corsage is ready to go on the wrist, and
yeah,
that's tough.
I know the smaller UIL schools are in week 1 of the playoffs. TAPS was going to be in the last week of the regular season.
Yeah.
In the Brook Hill game, Brook Hill was scheduled to play Dallas Christian, and it was canceled, I believe, yesterday, and that was senior night. So again, yeah, just frustrating,
tough.
but it's just 2020. It's
Yeah.
one of those things we have to deal with.
I'm just so ready for January 1st.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just to get out of this year. It's been crazy, and of course, like I said before smoke signals, I mean, I feel really good about the mitigation efforts of the JISD, and the masks and contact tracing and all that kind of stuff, and keeping. I mean, we haven't we've lost some sports a couple of times. I think middle school girls volleyball twice, but so far, varsity sports besides volleyball, I think have been intact, if I'm not mistaken. Todd can correct me on that. So Jacksonville now out of the locker room. Nacogdoches is also gathered in the other end zone, and they have their run through to head on through. So in this day of COVID, I haven't seen the Jacksonville run through in quite a while. I guess they don't want to have everybody in there so tight like that. I don't know. But they're just going to come on out. So we're getting ready to go here just a few minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, and I guess, Matt, that's one less thing to pack for a road trip as well. So
yeah, it is.
That's,
but even at Tomato Bowl, they're not doing it. So,
right,
yeah.
right.
So I'm sure it's a COVID thing. What isn't a COVID thing? I mean, everything's COVID. I guess I better be pulling my mask up when I'm talking here, even though there's nobody around me and I'm outside. The mask police may get me.
No comment.
No comment.
How's that for a political diplomatic answer?
Well, you're an attorney.
Yeah,
you know exactly when to make the comment, when not to, as opposed to me. I just say it. I just say it when I say it. So we're still waiting for the teams to come out. It's like they came out too early. Everybody's ready to go, and you're still looking at the clock, and there's 6 minutes on the game clock. But both teams are like in the end zone, just ready to come out.
They had I don't know the directions here in Dragon Stadium, but in the field house end, we'll call it, they have the dragon statue there, and they had already lit up the eyes, and I think there's smoke. They were turning on the smoke, and they've turned it off. So they're the dragon is in a holding pattern.
You don't want to run out of smoke. I mean, that's just
yeah.
I don't know. But they have the Jumbotron here, and we were trying to remember if they had the Jumbotron the last time we were here. And, man, I'm telling you, it's the age thing. I just don't remember. Were we here last year?
We were.
Okay,
we were.
That's right. Yeah, they had the Jumbotron back then, last year, I believe. I think that's right.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is strange. I mean, Jacksonville's out, ready to go. Pine Tree's down there kind of jogging around a little bit.
Nacogdoches.
I mean, what'd I say?
It's the age thing. It's okay.
Yeah, it's Nacogdoches.
Where am I? I'm only saying that because you just said it.
Yeah, where am I? No, I don't. That doesn't bother me. You're not going to offend me. No, not at all. But yeah, there's still 5 minutes on the scoreboard clock, so it's kind of like everybody's looking at their watch, going, "Hey, we're ready to go. Let's start this thing." Darren Allman now making his way, the Nacogdoches coach, around their drill team, as the Dragons finally making their way to the big black helmet with the big N on it with a run through. And guys, you're right, Nacogdoches looks a lot like Odessa Permian as they come out of their run through with those black jerseys and the white helmets. There's not a lot of gold. We've seen Nacogdoches a lot with a lot of gold on their uniforms. I don't see anything.
Not very much.
It's just black and white.
Yeah.
Here comes Jacksonville.
Here comes the Tribe. In front of a small traveling contingent from Jacksonville tonight.
Yeah, earlier it was like, man, our fan needs to be quiet. He's too loud.
A few more than that now.
Yeah, there's a few more.
Let's just say that social distancing is not a problem.
Exactly. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff has been sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo class of 1966, and his daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006 of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen. We appreciate Gene and Ann sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff here at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches, Texas. Jacksonville 1-2 in 9-5A. Nacogdoches 1-2 in 9-5A. Huge ball game for both teams as they are trying to take sole possession of that fourth place playoff slot with 4 games remaining. Now the Nacogdoches Golden Dragon Band on the visitor side. Nac sits their band on the visitor side where Jacksonville is sitting. They've always done that.
K-Club sponsor is Rebecca Harmia. Now join the Nacogdoches Golden Dragon Band under the direction of Jacob Weems.
It's the longest introduction to the national anthem I've ever heard. Now we got it. Nacogdoches High School Band with the playing of the national anthem. Jacksonville versus Nacogdoches. Glad you're with us here on JHS-sports.com. Aaron, it's a great night for football. It's kind of balmy. The temperature will drop a little bit later on, just like it did last night when I was at Tomato Bowl. I go up there and watch the sub-varsity games, and, you know, around 8:30 or 9, it starts to get a little bit chilly, but it's perfect weather for football. No wind. You look up to your right, Aaron, you'll see the American flags out just a little bit, but on the field, it's very still.
Yeah, and Matt, we were talking about on the way in, it seems like about this time in November every year, there's a little bit of a warm-up. So you do get a night, you usually get a night like this.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's we'll just chalk it up. Maybe it's global warming. We'll just call it that, huh?
Could be. El Nino. I don't know.
No, it's been that way for a long time. These first weekends and second weekends in November, not too bad. And then all of a sudden those Blue Northers come in and it's cold. Remember, Jacksonville's last game this year will be December the 4th at Tomato Bowl against Mount Pleasant. Captains meeting at midfield for Jacksonville. It's Uriel Perez, and Jacksonville has won the toss and they will defer. And Eddie Cross representing Nacogdoches. Now the captains will move over to their respective sides, and Nacogdoches will take the football to start the game, going from right to left on your video screen, watching this game live stream. As we've really enjoyed being able to bring our fans not just the audio of these games, but also to be able to see them. Hopefully that'll get to continue next year.
Yeah, if anybody knows the people at the UIL to call, go ahead, start calling, write your congressman, whatever you got to do. Make it happen.
I keep saying that as soon as the UIL figures out how they can make a little money on it,
they probably will.
They will probably authorize it. So Jacksonville will send their kickoff team out. It'll be Jose Solano, who's been quite a surprise for Jacksonville kicking the football. Last week, 7 for 7 on his extra points. Some very, very solid long kickoffs when Jacksonville needs it, and also some of those pop-ups. One of them, Jacksonville almost got the ball back to try to tie it up. We're set to go. 9-5A Jacksonville in Nacogdoches to play the Dragons. Glad you're with us. Here's Aaron Swing.
Jakarian Whitaker back deep, but it will be popped up to the far side and fair caught at the Dragon 30. So that's where the home team will start.
Gus Smith with a fair catch for Nac. It's quarterback Reed Boyette, the 3-year starter for the Dragons. commanding the ship for this Nacogdoches offense under head coach Darren Allman in his second year. The Dragons have shown they can score some points too. They've kind of struggled in district, but they played some of the top dogs too, except for the Mount Pleasant game last week, and they scored 25 on them.
3 Dragon receivers on the right side of the shotgun formation, 1 on the left. Now the back moves to the right side of Boyette. Man in motion right to left. Boyette looks right rather, throws, and it's incomplete.
Just a perfect pass, and Kevon Page just dropped it as Boyette delivered a shot. Jacksonville soft coverage, allowing the short pass, but Page just dropped it. He started taking off before he secured the football. Second down, 10.
So now the trips move to the left side with a lone receiver on the right. Whitaker, the back with Boyette, is on the left side. Now the Indians going to show a little pressure with the corners, back it off, man in motion. Fake handoff to Whitaker, throw over the middle, tipped.
And caught.
Wow.
Demaria Weaver on the catch.
Yeah, Jacksonville definitely had a shot at that.
Well, it was Whitaker who tipped the ball, and his teammate came in there. Weaver makes the catch, but it only picks up about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7. Indians catch a break there because a lot of times those deflections, he goes to the house with it. Indians make the tackle, though.
Yeah, lots of motion here early by this Nac offense, so we'll watch that. Trips right, 1 left. Whitaker the back. Boyette looking, firing over the middle, caught. First down yardage for the Dragons.
Dylan Williams, he's one of the go-to guys for Nac. Very physical wide receiver and defensive back. First down, Dragons, their first of the game, pushes the ball out to the Nacogdoches 41. Not bad coverage by Jacksonville. It was just a really good throw in the seam as Williams found a little pocket of air, and Boyette delivered.
2 backs in the backfield with Boyette. He'll hand off. Jacksonville, great pursuit. The ball's out. Looks like Nac might have gotten back on it, but boy, Jacksonville blew that play up, Matt.
Yeah, it's Casey Kennedy, the senior, coming in and just wrapping up number 40. That's Kamaz J. Deckard. And there's that Deckard name, very common in Nacogdoches. I mean, he just got swarmed, and boy, he got out of the tackle of Casey, but Casey had him around the ankles. And then here comes Jacksonville's remaining defenders for the loss on the play of about 6. Second down, we'll call it 15 for Nac.
Stay with that 2-back look. Will the Dragons this time? 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Handoff is to Whitaker. The Indians trying to get to him before he can get to the edge.
Wow, speed that time by Rivers. Oh, man. Indians didn't seal that very well, and boy, did Rivers bail out his front right there, getting over there to make the tackle from his free safety position as Whitaker, the Nacogdoches back, kind of got twisted up right there. He's going to come off the field limping for Nacogdoches. He does pick up 6, so it's 3rd down. We'll call it 5, 3rd down, 10 now for Nacogdoches. The football at their own 42.
Yeah, Whitaker favoring that left leg, so we'll keep an eye on that. Trips left, 1 right go the receivers for Boyette. He's going to drop back, look left, throw left. It's 1-on-1. It's incomplete.
Nice throw by Boyette. I'm not sure why his receiver didn't really make a play for the ball. It was catchable. Joe Carter just didn't look like he ran through his route. Rivers on the coverage, and Jacksonville will send their punt and return team out. Darian Jones standing at his 25 as the Dragons, after getting a first down, they bogged down as Ryan Larson now will come out. Check that. No, that's not Ryan Larson. That's Jesus Ibarra will be punting for Nacogdoches.
And so Jones let this one bounce and take a little bit of an Indian bounce.
What about the 31 of Jacksonville?
So Jacksonville will start. Pretty good field position for their first possession, Matt.
So the Fightin Indian defense does a nice job, and of course they got a little help from the receivers of Nacogdoches. I think we said in warm-ups, guys, that they dropped like 12 or 13 slants right in a row in warm-ups we were watching, and it kind of showed on that first drive. They kind of had some problems catching the football. Nevertheless, here's Jacksonville's first possession. They'll start at their own 31. It's Dino in the backfield with Patrick.
Clater takes the snap, hands off to Hinojosa. He will look for a hole on the right side. Not much there, though.
And that's Hinojosa's MO right there. Some backs will plant that left foot, and they'll try to bend it to the outside. But Hinojosa's been successful planting his right foot on that play and just going right up into the mix master. That time, though, Nacogdoches right there. They'll give Dino about a half-yard gain. We'll call it 2nd and 9.
Indians are going to go with 2 receivers on each side of the formation this time. Clater hands off again to Hinojosa, tries to step his way out of a tackle, and the ball is out. Nacogdoches has got it, and they will score.
Ball pops out of Hinojosa's hands right into the hands of Eddie Cross, and he takes it 28 yards for the score on the scoop and score. So the first turnover of the game, something Jacksonville obviously wanted to avoid. They just struggle with turnovers. They give up the scoop and score from 28. Nac 6, Jacksonville nothing with the extra point to come. Oh, man. Wayne Coleman's wanting to know why the whistle wasn't blown. He thought Dino was stopped, his forward progress. It was a very slow whistle. And the official now explaining to Coach Coleman, they didn't have a whistle. They said that he was still running. So he's still talking about it. And let me tell you, it's tough coming to Nacogdoches with officials. It's not the normal crew. This is the SFA chapter, and I'm not saying anything bad about them, but it's tough when you come to Nacogdoches when you're not using the normal Tyler officiating crew that all the district uses. And for some reason, when you come to Nacogdoches, you get the SFA chapter. Now, if somebody knows anything different about that out there, just let me know. If you're an official out there and you just totally disrespect what I'm saying, I understand. I'm not running you down.
Might not be the first time.
Nope, this is it's just tough. We get some tough calls down here, man. Here's the extra point.
Extra points all season brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This is a bad snap, but it's brought down. The kick is good.
What a play by Gus Smith of Nac bringing that down.
Gotta say, so with 8:18 to go, first quarter, the score now, Nacogdoches 7, Jacksonville 0. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back live here at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches, and just had a replay of the scoring play, and Wayne Coleman is more upset than he was before, I think, Nat. So now the short kickoff.
Darian.
Fielded cleanly by Darian Jones. He's got a couple of nice blocks, and he'll make his way out to about the 35, and he's still moving the pile. Got to hold on to the ball, and there's the whistle.
I'm telling you, this is going to be a tough night. That was, I mean, he was still moving the pile. But those whistles are very, very slow. Wow. There's a lot of things that can happen when forward progress stops, like somebody stripping the ball. But I'll give that one to him.
Yeah, I think Darian,
he was moving the pile.
I do think he was still moving the pile there, Matt.
A little bit.
Jacksonville back to work now. 2 receivers.
Changing footballs.
On the near side.
Jacksonville wants to use their football, not Nacogdoches', who kicked off with it. So here we go. First down, Jacksonville, their second possession.
Now trips on the right side, 1 left. Clater looks left, throws. It's caught.
And
nice gain of about 5.
That's Rivers. Latrell Rivers with some nice touchdown catches the last couple of ball games, 2 against Marshall, 2 last week against Pine Tree. He makes the catch for a 5-yard gain, pushes the football out to the 45 of Jacksonville.
Now Clater drops back, pumps, under pressure, rolls left, goes down.
Just could not get his feet set, looking downfield for Rivers as Stacy Whitaker comes in and makes the sack for Nacogdoches. And you saw Clater just pulling the ball back, trying to put it, by the time he could get it back up, he was tackled. So they lose 4 of those 5-yard gains. Second, it's 3rd down 9 now for the Fightin Indians.
So Jacksonville behind the chains again here. Got to see if they can make something happen by moving Devin McEwen from the right side of the formation to the left. Clater looks, fires, one-on-one down there, but he overthrows everybody.
Wide open. Oh, man, he was there. Rivers on the fly route, and just too strong of a pass by Clater. Gets a little slap on the hand from his OC, Josh Moore, does Clater. Boy, the Indians had 6 right there. Totally beat the secondary. Darian Jones now will stand at his 23, the Fightin Indians senior, to punt.
Return man standing just inside his 30 for the Dragons. See if Jones can boom one here as he kicks a low bouncing ball. It's going to roll down inside the 20, so this will be
nice.
Inside the 15 and all the way down to about the 10. What a kick.
Damian Saldivar downs it, and the ugliest punt in history.
Yeah, it was not.
It went
was
about
not attractive.
It 50 on that
but
one.
it was effective.
50 yards, Todd Travis tells us. Thank you, Todd. Wow, that's what you call the Sunday roll there, buddy. And it was the punt was about 10 yards off the ground, or 10 feet off the ground, I should say, end over end, and he got the roll. Tell you, that ball almost hit a Nacogdoches player as it was screaming past him. That would have been interesting if the ball would have clipped him. Nevertheless, Nac gets their second offensive possession. They'll start it right at their 10-yard line. With a defensive touchdown, Nac leads 7-0.
That 2-back formation again. 2 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right for Reed Boyette as he's going to hand it off straight ahead. And Whitaker will fight his way close to the 20.
Lots of Indians there to make the tackle. They just weren't able to bring him down. First there, Peter Torres, who has moved up to the front.
And I'll check that. That was Glenn Young on the carry.
You had Torres playing in the secondary, and now he's more of an outside linebacker helping on that tackle. And, of course, Casey Kennedy and Casey Avery also in on the tackle. 2nd down 3 on the 7-yard pickup by Young.
Now they'll move one back out of the backfield.
Procedure.
Whistle blows the play dead. You got it, Matt, as they moved him toward the line, it looked like. Can't do that.
So instead of 2nd and 3, 2nd down 8 now as they'll move that back. That'll push the football back on the procedure penalty to the Nacogdoches 13. Fightin Indians in that 3-4 set on defense. Nac has run all kinds of formations tonight, Aaron. Very, very complex offensively.
Yeah, showing that same 2-back look. They're going to hand off to Young again, and he will make his way up over the 20. Looks like he's got 1st down yardage.
Devin McEwen comes up, and not McEwen, that's Cameron Fuller, comes up to make the tackle, but not before Nac picks up, I believe, their 2nd 1st down of this 1st quarter with 5:30 and counting. As they get the chains moved, they'll turn the clock back on. 1st down at the Nac 21 for the Dragons.
Lots of motion here as they'll overload the right side, and that is illegal procedure again, it looked like.
They had two guys in motion.
You had two in motion, and one of them was running up kind of towards the line as well. So
yeah, he was playing
lots of crazy stuff going on.
He was playing some Canadian football there. He was
that's
running
right.
toward that line.
That's right.
And, of course, the Jacksonville coaches immediately started hollering in the side judge, I got it, flag. So that'll push it back. So the call procedure will be stay first down and be 1st and 15 for Nacogdoches.
Two receivers each way, one back this time. Boyette going to roll to his left and fire out that way, complete for a short gain. That's going to be number 10, Joe Carter, on the catch.
Well, Boyette rolling to his left, and I talked in pregame about how efficient he is. I mean, he just when I say mechanical, I mean he has good mechanics. I don't mean that badly. He's a very form-type quarterback in the pocket, and you saw it right there. Just got his shoulders squared, delivers a nice pass to Carter for the first down, for about a 7-yard gain.
He'll go with three receivers on his right side. Will Boyette, he'll dump to the slot man. Great coverage there, though, and nothing doing.
Nice tackle by Devin McEwen in the open field, and it's Joe Carter who caught that pass on the previous play, catches another one there, but Devin McEwen from his corner position, the sophomore comes up and trips him up. They gave him about a yard gain on the play, so it's a 3rd down for Jacksonville defense. Can they get off the field on 3rd down and 3?
Well, of course, they did on that first offensive drive, but then turned over and gave up the scoop and score. But let's see if they can stay in it by making a stop here. Boyette, though, is going to run and pick up the first down and more out to the Jacksonville 47-yard line. And we talked about how Boyette not often a threat to run, but I bet he I guess he didn't want to really listen to that, Matt.
Well, it was a quarterback draw, as a called play. And the receivers took everybody deep, and Carson Cleaver, the Jacksonville defensive end, he flipped on that side, and they just lost contain, and he was trying to catch him from the backside, did Cleaver, unable to catch him. 1st down, Dragons.
Trips right, one left, one back. Now they'll try to set up a little screen here with the Dragons, and Jacksonville stays home. Not much doing.
Good play by Devin McEwen again at that little tunnel screen for Nac, set up nicely. They had a blocking receiver out there, and Devin McEwen just blew right by him and makes the tackle on Dylan Williams, but not before Williams will pick up 5. And we talked about this. Nacogdoches, they can give you trouble with their passing game with a veteran quarterback like Boyette. And you can already tell that he has command of this offense.
He's got two receivers on each side. He's got one back with him, and he's going to throw to his left side slot man.
Carter.
Pick up about 4 or 5. That'll be enough to move the chains.
See, there you go. We talked about in pregame how they drop 12 or 13 slants right in a row. Boom, slant, he catches it.
Now
they got all those drops out of their system.
That's right. And you told Wayne Coleman to watch for that.
Yeah.
It's like in basketball, missing all your layups.
In pregame.
Pregame.
Yeah. Then you're nailing 28-footers. 1st down, Dragons to the Jacksonville 43.
Boyette drops back. Got time, looks right, out route, incomplete.
Torres coming in off the edge. Kenny Kennedy sending his outside linebacker. And, Torres just did not take a great angle right there. I mean, he kind of swept around to the left side instead of just going straight at the quarterback and getting in that passing lane and allowing him to throw the ball. I think if you just go straight at him, Aaron, he might be able to knock the pass down or he gets a sack. Nevertheless, it's incomplete. 2nd down, 10 now as we get the move to the 3:10 mark. Stops the clock here in the first quarter with Nac leading 7-0 on a 28-yard scoop and score. Fumble recovery for the score.
Boyette under pressure, rolling left. Here come the Indians. And did he make the catch?
He did not.
Wow, just off his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, Cameron Fuller, Aaron, came over there, and it was going to be a catch. But Fuller comes over and separates the receiver from the football. And, Torres came again on the blitz, and he was just so close to getting to Boyette, the Nac quarterback. Boyette just got that throw away, but Cameron Fuller, the Jacksonville cornerback, separates the receiver from the ball, so it's 3rd down and 10. Football at the Jacksonville 43. Gosh, can you get off the field here?
2 receivers on each side. Now flag flies.
Yeah, they're going to get Caleb Douglas, the 250-pound left tackle. Just stood up in his pass defense stance a little bit too quick. So now it's going to be 3rd down 15 for the Dragons. So now your secondary for Jacksonville, obviously on the alert, is you can give up the 10-yard slant right here. Just don't let anybody get behind you. At 3rd down 15. Of course, so many teams now go for it on 4th down. That goes all the way up to the pro level now. So don't be surprised if they don't get here. They don't go for it on 4th down.
Trips left, 1 right. The back's on the right side of Boyette. Now Boyette drops back, looks left, throws wide open, man. Can't make the catch.
Demaria Weaver with his 2nd drop tonight. He dropped the first play of the game. He dropped just a short 10-yard just look in. And that was a well-thrown ball by Boyette. I mean, just perfect. And he makes the catch. He's going to be short of the 1st down, but now you got a makeable 4th down. And so here's Knack on 4th down 15 at the Jacks 43, going for it. Maybe. Or if Boyette, is he also?
He could quick kick, I suppose.
He could be the punter, and that's
yeah, they'll drop him back.
Yep.
So now.
Oh, no, bad snap.
Bad snap, and he's got to scoop it up. Does Boyette, and he'll just have to boot it away, and he actually gets a decent little roll.
Oh, man, if the Jacksonville, I don't know what Cleaver was looking at. Him and Caden Franklin, the ball just dribbled back there, and they turned around. I guess they assumed that Boyette had punted the ball. If you don't hear a thud, keep coming. They just kind of stopped and turned around to get in the punt return formation. And Boyette was struggling to pick the ball up, and you could have had a block there or tackle him. But Jacksonville does get the football back. They'll start this drive at their own 21.
So Clater will hand off, and they'll see how much they can move the pile.
Yeah, there's just nothing there. We knew coming into the ball game, this defensive front for Nacogdoches, pretty physical, and they're quick. They're not as big as Pine Tree or Marshall, but they're quicker, and they're in a 3-4 set as well.
He's brought down by number 42, Caden Fields. 2nd down and 9 for Jacksonville.
2 receivers each way this time for the Indians, and Clater looks to throw left, incomplete.
Casey Kennedy coming out of his route tripped, and when you got to recognize that if you're Patrick Clater. He threw the ball to a spot, but his receiver Casey Kennedy is coming out of his H-back position. He just tripped. He never really got in his route, and that was a scary pass because Nacogdoches read it, and he almost stepped in front of it and jumped it. So 3rd down 9 for the Jacksonville Indians, and this has not been a very good quarter for Jacksonville offensively.
See if Clater can connect here as he rolls right, sets. He's going to go deep. He's looking for McHugh, and he's got him. Lots of yardage, lots of green. He's got a blocker. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in. Touchdown.
Big time run by the sophomore, Devin McEwen. And you had said, Aaron, he got some great blocking downfield. I think that was Rivers helping him down there.
Believe you're right, Matt.
Wow. 78 yards on the score for Jacksonville on the board now. 7-6. Jose Solano now will come out. Patrick Clater will hold as the Indians, just as I was saying this wasn't a good quarter offensively, what happens? 78 yards for the score. Here's Solano.
The extra point attempt brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty is up and good. So with 1:53 to go first quarter, our score now, the Nacogdoches Dragons 7, the Jacksonville Fightin Indians 7. We'll be back after a short break. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back here at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches as Jacksonville has just evened things up. A 78-yard scoring strike from Clater to Devin McEwen. And Devin McEwen outran everybody, including the official who was supposed to call the touchdown, Matt. And so now the return man cutting across the field, 35, the 40, the 45, and finally pushed out of bounds near midfield.
Boy, Eddie Cross, number 5 for Nacogdoches, got away with a hold right there. Bad. No call by the official. It was right in front of the Nac bench, and was able to turn the corner to get the big return all the way out to about midfield, the 49 for Nac.
Yeah, and Matt, we were laughing up here, though, because when Devin turned on the afterburners, he outran everybody, so we were waiting for the touchdown call.
He got outrun.
Because the official's about 20 yards behind him.
It's hard to keep up with Devin.
Yeah, trips right, one left for the Dragons. Reed Boyette looks to his right, now going to look over the middle and just pop it in there, but incomplete.
And Casey Kennedy made his presence felt. He popped Joe Carter to add insult to injury after Carter dropped that pass. It was right in his hands, and I'll tell you, Boyette is very accurate. His receivers haven't helped him out very much in this first quarter. Several drops for Nacogdoches. So second down 10 now for the Dragons at their own 49.
They'll go with 2 receivers each way this time, and Boyette going to look right, throw over there, and incomplete, short.
Man, that was a little bit more uncatchable to the sophomore Keelan Elder of Nacogdoches, so he just kind of threw his feet out from underneath himself to make the catch, and it was good. It was incomplete for him because that would have been a loss of about 4. So it's incomplete. Third down 10 now for Nac.
Boyette drops back, looks. Indians show a little pressure, and this one incomplete off the hands of the intended receiver again, so the Indians hold.
And the Indians not shy tonight about sending their outside linebackers. That time it was Casey Kennedy. And a good throw by Boyette, but he kind of threw that football a little bit quicker than he wanted to. His receiver really hadn't gotten to the middle of the field yet, Carter, but because Casey Kennedy forced Boyette to throw the football before he got sacked. So Nac will punt. Darian Jones back for Jacksonville.
The punt away is a pretty good one, end over end. It'll hit inside the 20 and roll down inside the 10.
Oh, why did he get that? It was going to keep rolling. That wasn't very smart.
Yeah, they stopped it short.
Thank you.
That thing could have been down probably about the 1.
Yeah. Got a little excited and stopped it too soon, but that's a break for Jacksonville. As the Indian defense get a couple of stops after giving up the defensive touchdown, the offense, the defense for Jacksonville, of course, again, helped a little bit by a lot of these drops by Nacogdoches. Those guys are going to have to go get some stickum or take those gloves off. A lot of players wear those gloves, and I'm not sure those gloves help you when you're catching the football. It's a warm night. You can't feel the football when it hits your hands.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
6-yard line for Jacksonville.
So the Indians back to work.
Devin.
Handoff straight ahead goes McEwen for a few.
Well, to start district play, Wayne Coleman made some changes offensively, and one of those changes was obviously to get more touches for Devin McEwen. Of course, he already has a great touch for 78 yards on a touchdown pass. Now he's in the backfield. We haven't really seen Devin in the backfield the last couple of weeks. He did have some carries in Hallsville. Now he'll go back out to his X position as the Fightin Indians will send in Hinojosa, 2nd and 7.
We'll move the H back from the right to the left, and the handoff, not much there.
Boy, Uriel Perez just kind of got it handed to him for Jacksonville right there. He kind of whiffed on his guy, and it was number 58, Jacovian Barnes, coming in, 5'10", 195, just jumping on the back of Hinojosa for Jacksonville.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. It'll stay second down and 7 as Rivers will check in for Mallard. On, again, Aaron, another 3rd and long for Jacksonville. They have just been so unsuccessful so far in this first quarter on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, and so obviously passing down here as Clater looks right and throws. It's caught, but
I don't
short.
know. Jacksonville, the coaching staff was wanting the quarter to run out. And all 3 of the coaches were looking at Patrick Clater saying, let the clock run out. They snap it with 2 seconds. I mean, they wanted to talk about this 3rd down. And they ran the play. We'll take a break here then.
That's the end of the first quarter. Our score, the Nacogdoches Dragons 7, the Jacksonville Fightin Indians 7. We'll take a short break as they change ends and come back. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we're back live at Nacogdoches Dragon Stadium as we get set to begin the second quarter of play. The Fightin Indians facing a 4th down deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Darian Jones will be standing right at his goal line for this punt. Kind of a precarious position here. You need a good snap by Aiden Gay, the junior.
Aiden in his first game back in the last few weeks, and he gets away a nice snap. And Darian's end-over-end kick, though, is fielded on the Jacksonville side of the 50 and ahead of steam for the return man to the 35 and to the 30 before he's finally knocked down. So the plus 30 for the Dragons to take over.
So nice coverage by Jacksonville. Darian just didn't get a good enough height on it. Kind of a line drive and allowed Nac to settle under it. Peter Torres did a nice job breaking down in the open field to make that open field tackle. And boy, on the turnaround right there, 5'10", 15, it's only about an 18-yard turnaround after the return. So Nac's got great field position at the Jacksonville 38-yard line. No, excuse me, 31-yard line. No, it's, 31.
Boyette's got 3 receivers on his left, 1 on his right, 1 back with him. Now man in motion from the left to the right. The handoff to the running back goes nowhere. Jacksonville all over that one.
What a play by Kevin Hernandez, switching from that linebacker position a few weeks ago to the D-line. Hernandez steps up into the gap with Cleaver, and then Casey Kennedy came in and finished off Keelan Elder. So a loss of about 3 on the play. So nice penetration by Jacksonville. Now we have an issue with a drone in the field of play. You cannot have a, see it up there, Aaron? Can y'all see outside on the scoreboard end? Look up and you see the red lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have a drone up there during game time. I remember a few years ago when those drones came out, Lindale had one, because I'm down on the field, it's kind of quiet, that there was a timeout, and I hear this humming sound, and it's right above me, and they made them take it down. Jacksonville uses a drone in practice. It's pretty cool. I mean, Wayne Coleman was even over there using it one day. But every ounce of every play in practice, every moment, they drone it, and then they post it immediately, or it downloads to the computer, and the kids go right to the dressing room to watch that practice that they just had and what they're doing right and wrong. Technology, man. Huh?
But you cannot have it in a game, and
nope.
They definitely got one.
Somebody is, I'm not sure, is that that may not be a Nacogdoches drone. It could be just anybody. I mean,
That is very true.
I mean, it may be one where, I mean, it's just sitting up there hovering. So Nac is coming to the line of scrimmage right here like they're going to snap a play, but that's not happening. The game is stopped.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I mean, who would ever thought we'd had a timeout because of a drone?
So as we drone on and on.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Nice.
Hopefully they'll get this thing cleared out. Are they playing the Jeopardy music? Speaking of which, rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Yeah, wow. What a loss, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to bring everybody off here, Aaron. So why don't we take a few minutes until we figure out.
Yeah,
anybody got a 22 rifle?
We'll step away
I'll pop that thing out of the sky,
yeah,
baby.
We'll step away for a drone break. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Boston Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back after the strangest delay of game I can remember, Matt.
I ordered a pizza from Amazon. That's what that was.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay,
the drone.
All right.
It's right out there in the parking lot. Somebody had the drone right outside the parking lot. Unbelievable. All right, set to play now. Here's Nac. Set it up for you, 2nd and 11 at the Jacks 29.
2 receivers each way for Boyette. Now one in motion from the left to the right. Boyette under some pressure. He's going to fire into the end zone. Incomplete, out of the reach of everybody.
Good coverage by Isaiah Mallard, the junior, all over Dylan Williams of Nacogdoches. Ball was overthrown where neither one of them could get it, but Isaiah with the great coverage right there, one-on-one with Williams incomplete. 3rd down 11 now. So 11-13 remaining in the second quarter after, about a 5-6 minute delay from the drone. As Nac now is.
I think it took the Nacogdoches ISD police getting involved out there.
I guess it did. Big play here, 3rd and 11.
Boyette going to pitch this one into the line, and Jacksonville having none of it.
They had something designed there that just broke down. It was just a quick handoff to Joe Carter. I think Carter was going to try to pitch that back to somebody in motion because Boyette immediately started running out like he was going to run a rail route. And Jacksonville just blows it up. Kevin Hernandez, Cleaver. As the Dragons now looking at 4th and 13, loss of 2. They'll keep their offense on the field. That pushes the ball back to the Jacksonville 34. 4th down for Nac.
3 receivers right, 1 left for Boyette. Now, man in motion from the right to the left. Here come the Indians. Some pressure to Boyette, and he's intercepted.
It's Mallard.
As Isaiah Mallard is going to spin out of 1 tackle and then finally be taken down at about the Jacksonville 28. A flag came in late.
Yeah, they're going to get Jacksonville's Cameron Fuller for a push in the back. It was about 7 yards up the field. I mean, he wasn't just trying to make a play and free up Isaiah, who made a very athletic play. Intercepts the ball about the 10-yard line of Nacogdoches. Ball was underthrown as the Fightin Indians, once again, Aaron, sending linebackers off the edge, and that's kind of getting in the head of Reed Boyette, the Nac quarterback, a little bit, and he underthrew that one. And, boy, Isaiah Mallard, I can't wait to see that. That may be a congratulations or a candidate for a congratulations play of the game as he skied up there and high-pointed it for the pick. And Jacksonville gets their first turnover of the game, and they'll get possession of it after the mark-off of the penalty for the push in the back to their own 17-yard line.
3 Indian receivers left, 1 right. Clater looks, fires, incomplete. Somebody didn't run the right route.
Well, he got hung up. It was Rivers. He was running the right route here, and he just got hung up with one of the corners right there who put his hands on him within their legal area, and Rivers just couldn't get away from him. And, of course, Clater was throwing to a spot. I mean, you work on that, you know where he's going to be, and he got hung up, incomplete.
So now Clater going to look to his left, underthrown and almost intercepted.
I don't like a long across the field out route. Oh, man, that is a pick 6 written all over it with Eddie Cross of Nac jumping the route, trying to find Devin McEwen, or check that Pinson, who never really had a chance as the Nacogdoches Dragons read that like a textbook. Eddie Cross, across the field, 5-yard out route. Yeah. 3rd down 10.
So Jacksonville behind the chains again. Clater under pressure, rolls right, going to have to keep it himself and make something out of nothing, and he is very close to 1st down yardage. In fact, he's got it. A Bill McCray Ford 1st down.
Looking downfield for Rivers, covered, and Clater made some nifty moves there, guys. Around the 15, he eluded a linebacker, got around him, and then stumbles forward to get the Jacksonville Bill McCray Ford 1st down. Nice heady play by Clater, the senior quarterback, using his feet to make it happen. Now the ball at the Jacksonville 29-yard line. Some breathing room.
9:40 and counting here, first half, if you're just joining us, as the pass is caught.
It's Hinojosa. I like that. I like that kind of an out route. Hinojosa comes out of the backfield, gets squared up, turns his head, boom, ball's right there, 5 yards. And it's actually going to mark it 4 yards as he gets knocked out of bounds. It's like a running play. The way Jacksonville executes that, I like it. So 2nd down 6 for Jacksonville.
2-back set this time with Clater. Handoff.
Darian.
And Jones makes a man miss, cuts back the other way. The ball is out, but Jacksonville's got it back. That thing popped straight up, though.
And Uriel Perez gets his moment in the sun right there. It popped in right to the offensive lineman, and he took off up the field as Darian Jones got it popped out. Ball protection. Got to take care of the football, guys. That's the second time Nac has put their helmet on the football, and Jacksonville has coughed it up. Fortunately, Uriel Perez, the right guard for Jacksonville, makes the recovery. 3rd down 3, or we'll call it 2 actually for Jacksonville.
Empty backfield as Clater going to just load and fire to his right.
There it is. Pass
There's
interference.
the interference flag as he was looking for Rivers, and so were all the Dragons that were hanging all over him.
Yeah, they'll get Joe Carter for the push in the back on the pass interference as the ball was thrown right over the linebacker's head, and Rivers immediately knew that he had been interfered with. He turned around looking for the flag, and he got it. So it'll be an automatic first down for Jacksonville. As they always do, they mark the interference penalties 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So that'll push the football out to the Jacksonville 45 and give Jacksonville an automatic first down.
Looks like that's just a spot foul. We didn't even get 10 out of that.
Really?
Yep.
I thought the ball was at the 35.
No,
okay.
it was at the 38.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Todd.
Empty backfield for Clater. Now they're bringing one man to the H-back position. Clater going to load up, going to go deep, and he is intercepted. Jacksonville needs to make a tackle here now.
Yeah, it's hard to be critical of Patrick Clater when he threw 6 touchdown passes last week. That was an ill-advised throw into double coverage. I mean, they had their safety back there. The corner, Terrell Gardner, was back there. And Patrick just let it fly for Rivers, and there was no chance for Rivers. He had 2 guys surrounded him, and as he was looking for the ball, Gardner comes over and just snatches it. That turns the field around all the way down to the Nac 19-yard line. So Jacksonville now with 2 turnovers in the ball game, a pick and a fumble that Nac turned into their only score of the game. 7-7 here with 8:29 remaining in the second quarter.
And so Reed Boyette brings the Dragons back to the line with 2 receivers each way. He'll look to his left, pop the pass over there. It's caught, and that'll move the chains for a Dragon first down.
Yeah, I think they may, let's see.
They may have him short.
No, you're right,
He's
Aaron.
got it.
He did get there. It's Carter with the catch. Check that number 13 with the catch. That's Demario Weaver.
Yeah.
Who made the catch. He's had
the two
big
drops
drops.
I was about to say.
He makes that catch. Gets up the field on the screen. The receiver screen. He had Carter blocking for him. And that picks up a first down. That'll push the football now out to the Dragon 33.
So now the 2-back set with Boyette. He's going to hand off straight ahead, and a big burst will move the chains again.
It's Glenn Young, the senior, 5'11", 197, very physical runner. He pops it for a big gain. Here's the PA announcer with a first down. Gets the football just inside the 46 of Nacogdoches.
Man in motion out of the backfield, but the handoff again straight ahead. That's going to be good for about 7.
Yeah, Darian Jones catching the wrath of the coaching staff right there, going in and tackling high, which has been a problem for Jacksonville. They're tackling, at the 5A, 6A level, guys. I guess at any level, you got to go down. You got to trip them up. You got to grab their legs, pull those knees together, and tackle. You hit them up high, they're just going to pop off of you, and that's what happened right there for the 6-yard gain.
So 7:07 and counting first quarter. Nacogdoches back into the Jacksonville half of the field.
Caught.
And Boyette pops another one out to his left for a first down.
Weaver with the catch as the Dragons, starting this drive after the interception by Patrick Clater, thrown 19, has now pushed the ball into Jacksonville territory to the Fightin Indian 43-yard line, first down. Neither team really taking control of this football game with 6:43 remaining in this half. Tied 7-all.
Man in motion out of the backfield. Handoff from Boyette straight ahead, and there the Indians go low.
Casey Kennedy making the tackle, as you said, Aaron, going low, flipping Young up, gets help from Hernandez, and, of course, Bryson Tatum always around the football. I'll give him about a yard on the play. Is nice, a nice tackle by that senior linebacker for Jacksonville, the 3-year starter, Casey Kennedy.
So 2nd down and 7. Now for the Dragons. Boyette going to load up, fire over the middle. Got a man who went down on a knee to make the catch.
Gardner.
But that's good for a 1st down for Gardner.
It's kind of a different kind of route. He was running a slant, and then he just kind of did a little jerk move back toward the outside, and Boyette delivered a perfect strike to that outside shoulder away from Clayton of Jacksonville, and it's another Nac 1st down as the Dragons just matriculating the ball down the field, if you will. 1st down at the Jacks 27.
They'll go with that 2-back set again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Boyette pumps, looks left.
Oh, what a catch by Wayne Coleman.
And Wayne Coleman.
He still got it, guys. You see that catch?
Another congratulations play of the game nominee right there, guys.
He may get a trophy for that one.
Eric and Kathleen, if you're listening, can you get started on that, please?
So incomplete, stops the clock with 5:35 as the Dragon offense. I thought coming into the ball game that they would throw the ball like they have, and boy, they certainly have not disappointed with Boyette.
They'll move a man out of the backfield.
Fumble!
Hand off. The ball is out.
Jacksonville got it.
Jacksonville has it.
All right.
Good spot, gentlemen.
Casey Kennedy with the recovery. Not sure who separated the running back Young from the football. It was a good exchange between Young and his quarterback Boyette, but somebody for Jacksonville put that helmet on the football, and Casey Kennedy comes away with it at the Jacksonville 24. So now both teams with 2 turnovers, each with an interception and a fumble recovery, except Nac turned their fumble recovery into a scoop and score as Patrick Clater comes out with Hinojosa in the backfield. Plenty of time remaining of this 1st or 2nd quarter. Jacksonville has all 3 timeouts remaining.
Trips left, 1 right.
Where is he?
And an overthrow from Clater.
You know, we've seen 2, Jekyll and Hyde, Clater. I mean, we've seen games where he just threw, just perfect. Like last week in Pine Tree at Longview, he was unbelievable with his accuracy. Tonight, he's a little off, I got to say. Just a little bit high on some of his throws. Hopefully he can adjust that.
He'll go with 2 receivers each way this time. Look right, throw incomplete.
Another overthrow as Mallard, the intended receiver, when he made his break, the ball was well past him. So I'm not sure if that was just a miscommunication right there, or I have noticed, though, and Todd, we've talked about this, sometimes when teams bring the pressure, Patrick hurries his throw a little bit. Maybe that's what we're seeing on this particular drive on those 2 incompletions, but it's 3rd down and 10 to go for Jacksonville. Boy,
yeah.
You want to waste that turnover right here.
That's for sure. 2 each way this time for Clater. He's got to get rid of it, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man. Yeah, there needs to be some adjustment there as ball goes off the hands. Just a hot pass. And again, in Patrick's defense, the Nacogdoches linebackers are coming off the edge and they're getting good penetration from the front guys. And Patrick sees that, and he's just trying to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and it's just not working. Darian Jones now will stand at his 11-yard line to punt for Jacksonville as they go 3 and out after that fumble.
So we'll see if Jones can get another 50-yarder. This one, high kick. It's caught cleanly. But Jacksonville, nice coverage, got to say.
Absolutely. Oh, no.
Late flag comes in, though.
Yeah, they're going to get Uriel Perez. Can't do that, Uriel. Plays dead. You can't come in and pile on like that. So it's going to be a 15-yarder against Jacksonville. And again, another mental mistake by the Fightin Indians, and they've played so clean the first 3 district games, Hallsville, and then, of course, the second half wasn't so clean against Marshall, but Marshall had a lot to do with that.
That's right.
But this first half has just not been a very clean game for Jacksonville, and they seem a little emotionally flat. But I got to say this, so does Nacogdoches. They don't seem like they're very jacked up about this.
You said earlier a few possessions ago, nobody looks like they really want to take control of the ball game yet.
No, you don't see a lot of emotion from either team. And if you're Jacksonville, you want to fight for a playoff spot. I mean, it starts right here tonight in Nacogdoches. You got to get a win here. You're out, pretty much, unless you run the table against 2 of the better teams in the district. The last 2 out of 3, I don't know.
Swing pass to the left side. A screen set up. Jacksonville, though.
Oh, wow.
Good coverage.
Rivers perfectly played by Latrell Rivers. You could hear the Jacksonville coaching staff saying outside, outside. They said Seahawks, Seahawks. They obviously read that well, did this coaching staff. And Rivers steps inside the block and makes a nice tackle. 2nd and 8. 2-yard gain for Nac. That pushes the ball to the Jacksonville 30.
Now they'll move a man.
Nice.
But Jacksonville is not fooled as they cover the back.
Casey Avery. Jacksonville with a couple of Caseys at linebacker. There's Kennedy, of course, and that was the senior Casey Avery with some help from Darian Jones. 2 seniors there stepping up. So now 3rd down 8 as the Dragons getting in that 4-down territory here. If you're Jacksonville's defense, you got to make a couple of stops. You got a couple of plays to make 2 stops here.
Linebackers showing a little pressure.
There it goes.
There's a deep ball overthrown, though, incomplete.
Oh, man. That beat terribly on that play was Clayton. He bit. The double move by number 13, incomplete, but the double move by Demaria Weaver was beautiful. And Clayton just, tough. Went right by him, but the ball was overthrown. So 4th down, and the Dragons in 4-down territory going for it on 4th and 8.
See if Jacksonville can make a big stop here. They were not able to capitalize on the last turnover.
This is like their 4th down attempt, isn't it?
I think that's right. Man in motion out of the backfield. Here comes pressure. Boy, it puts it up into the end zone. And it is
out of bounds.
Out of bounds, incomplete. Jacksonville getting the turnover on downs.
Wow.
Talk about your bend but don't break, though.
Oh, the ball was caught, but I think Mallard knew the ball was going to be out of bounds, so he didn't really make a play for it. And, when you see that ball in the air, go ahead and make a play for it. You don't know where those feet are going to come down. And it was caught by Nacogdoches, but the officials right there are signaling immediately that it was out of bounds. But Isaiah's kind of like, I'm going to let that go. He's not going to be in bounds.
Well, in Mallard's defense, he kind of been caught in 2 minds. They're thinking about, maybe picking up the interference call as well.
Good call, Aaron. You're right.
So I don't know. That may have been a little bit of his thought process.
So with 3 timeouts remaining, Jacksonville gets the ball back.
They'll throw the out route.
Devin.
And Devin will
my
take
favorite
it down
play.
about the 38-yard line.
My favorite play, you're on the right hash mark and you throw a 5-yard out across the field.
Yep. Matt's being sarcastic, folks.
I am. Hey, they get paid to make those calls, and that one worked very well. So don't listen to Radio Boy. They know what they're doing. Or Internet Boy, I guess you can say now. Online. Streaming.
2 receivers each way for Clater. Drops back, sets, wants to throw over the middle. Got a man wide open.
It's McEwen.
And McEwen inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Finally pushed out of bounds, but not before he's deep into Nacogdoches' red zone. And he's got that Bill McCray Ford 1st down.
And we have an injury on the field, but that pass thrown very well. And McEwen, he was the progression route. He was not the primary guy. He was wanting to go outside, and he was looking for Rivers. Rivers was covered, and boy, did Clater show the patience right there. See what happens when he just settles down, gets his foot planted, doesn't rush his throw. He delivers a rope to Devin McEwen, who kind of got bumped about the 30 of Nacogdoches. He kept his feet, pushes it all the way down. Mark that for me. I'm still walking to get to that spot. It was a long play.
He's at the
8-yard line. First and goal, Jacksonville.
So Clater going to hand off to Hinojosa, and he tries to put his foot in the ground and go up into the A gap, and not much there.
Boy, Nat gets off the block very well. Caden Fields, a sophomore at 6'1", 220. It's a young Nacogdoches defense. And Stacy Whitaker also in on the tackle. And Jacksonville's offensive line, they're not maintaining the block that they have in the past few weeks. Either that or Nax is doing a much better job getting off their blocks, because Hinojosa rushed for 76 yards last week against Pine Tree. Tonight, it's a little bit tougher.
Clater drops back. A little pressure coming. Throws left.
He's in.
Into the end zone. They say it's incomplete.
Well, he dropped it.
Yeah, well.
I think he caught it, but he let go of it too quick.
He caught it.
He had the catch.
Well, I thought he caught it, and he was going down on one knee, and he was trying to keep himself up, and that's when he dropped it.
Yeah.
And trying to get back up and make sure his feet were in. What a perfect ball by Patrick in the corner, away from the cornerback number 7, Brennan Jones of Nacogdoches. Couldn't have been a better throw. Incomplete, third down goal for Jacksonville. 2:35 remaining in the second quarter.
Trips right, one left, one back for the Indians. Looking left, throwing.
Oh.
Incomplete. Good coverage.
Yeah, good play by Brennan Jones. The ball was just a tad, not much, just a tad behind Rivers right there. And it was just a good play. And now here comes Jose Solano to try to tack on a field goal. I told you, I talked to Jose before the game and said, hey, man, be ready. Be ready. Tonight may be the night that you're going to get some chances for a field goal. This is going to be a 26-yarder right in the middle of the field for Solano. Aiden Gable snap, Patrick Clater holding.
Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good.
We got a flag on the play. Hang on, we got a flag on the play. It's offsides next, so the field goal is going to count, and the Jacksonville Indians will get the lead here. As I don't think he's going to take these points off. Wayne Coleman, he's declining. Good job, Coach. I should have stepped out there and made the call.
And so with 2:26 to go in the first half, our score now, thanks to the field goal that was brought to you by Homes and Properties, is Jacksonville 10, Nacogdoches 7. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses, and hundreds of others in the medical community. Put your hands together for Mrs. Gowen and for all the educators investing in the futures of our Jacksonville children.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back live at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches, where the Indians have just gone ahead on a Jose Solano field goal. And Solano's got the ball on the tee, ready for the kickoff. And here's the kick. Popped up to the left side. It's caught cleanly over there. See if Jacksonville can make a tackle. They cannot. And now, can they cut down the angle and at least stop the return man? They finally do, but not before Nacogdoches will start all the way into the Jacksonville half of the field at the 30.
We've talked about lane breakdown. And Darian Jones coming down that right side has got to stay on the outside. He pinched in, and they went right down the sideline. Oh, man. Special teams. Jacksonville's been the beneficiary of a lot of special teams plays this year. They gave up a big one right there with 2:16 remaining, giving Nac a chance right here at the Jacksonville 30.
The kickoff was a little deep there.
Yeah, but you got to protect that sideline.
You do, but we got a better chance putting the ball about the 30 instead of the 23. So
Man in motion out of the backfield as Boyette throws left. Got a man over there.
Yeah, they are absolutely wearing out Caleb Clayton, the right cornerback for Jacksonville. I mean, the out routes, that's like the fourth one on, and he's keeping them in front, which is what you want to do. But then you got to be careful because a minute ago they did the double move and he bit. And that's just good route running by Nacogdoches' number 13, Demarier Weaver, who had the drops early, but he's caught his last 3. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard pickup by Weaver. Got a little Wildcat action here with number 5, Eddie Cross.
Yeah, that's Eddie Cross, and now a handoff out of it. Yeah, and a nice gain around left end.
Wow, big guy. Kamadze Deckard, 245 pounds with that carry, 6'2", 245. Had the stacked backfield with a Wildcat, and they're going to keep him in there. He just took a little sweep route, and he was one-on-one with Rivers, and Rivers did a nice job just getting a helmet on him and getting him knocked back toward the defense.
So 120 and counting at the keep, and now the pitch. And is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Dragons.
Boy, Braxton Jones, the freshman, with the carry in for the score for Nacogdoches from 11 yards out. What a nice read by Eddie Cross from his Wildcat position. He's not the regular quarterback. Man, he ran that veer right there. Oh, wow, like J.C. Watt back in the day for Oklahoma. Perfect pitch, and Nac retakes the lead. See about special teams, what they can do for you right there, huh?
So the extra point up and on the way.
It's good.
Jones is the brother, thanks to the PA announcer in the next booth. Jones is the brother of Brandon Jones, a name you'll remember.
Well, there you go. 6 foot, 200 pounds, and a freshman. Brandon Jones, I'm not sure who he landed with. But
he's with the Miami Dolphins. That was also another note, on the same note from the PA announcer who is on the spot here. We appreciate that.
So the PA announcer just announced who his brother was, Brandon Jones?
No, he put a note in the window.
Oh, he put a note.
Me.
I was about to say, what the?
This is
doing a genealogy over the PA system.
This is great.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, no, that was a good.
I remember when Brandon Jones was a senior and Jacksonville was here.
Yeah, when you photobombed his documentary.
Yes, I photobombed it. I did. I was in that thing. Hi, Mom. Jacksonville was punting the football. I'll never forget. I think it was Tabor. Tabor goes and says, "Do not punt the football deep."
Yeah.
Boom, we punt it deep. Guy he catches on a dead run and goes 50 for the score. That's when you take your headset off and go, who am I talking to here?
Yeah. What did I just say?
They're kids. They're young men. So it's 14-10. Nac reclaims the lead with 1:02 remaining. And again, Jacksonville has 3 timeouts, and this is a big play offense. They can score from anywhere on the field, of course.
So
Jones.
The kick off to the near side, caught cleanly by Darian Jones. He's going to cut back to the right and look for some green space, and he's got a little bit up near the 35, and then he's wrestled back.
Boy, Nacogdoches, they do as good a job as anybody I've seen in the previous 6 games Jacksonville's played of when they tackle, they immediately start sliding down your arms and start ripping at the ball. They just try to rip it. And that one right there, Jones really showed his strength for Jacksonville holding on to that football. 2 guys for Nac, they were trying for the rip. So first down, 53 seconds remaining, and Jacksonville has the ball at their own 34.
2 receivers each way for Clater. He'll drop back, he'll look left, he'll throw complete. He's got Mallard at midfield. To hang on to the ball, and he does, and that'll be good for a Bill McCray Ford first down.
Well, you got to get back, or you got to stop the clock here. The official's stopping it with Well, now Jacksonville's going to burn their first timeout, Aaron, with 43 seconds. They get the first down to midfield on the Mallard catch. Couldn't get the line up there to spike it, so they'll call their first timeout. They got 2 left. Fans, stay with us. We'll have our All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Wayne Coleman, get his thoughts on the first half. And then the Whataburger halftime report. Todd will be along with statistics for each team, the players. Nacogdoches band will be performing at the half. We'll show you that as the Jacksonville band, as has been the case all year long, thank you COVID, not making the road trip. We'll get a chance to see the Jacksonville band next week at Tomato Bowl, where it all should be. So after the timeout, both teams now coming out on the field. It's first down for Jacksonville after the Mallard catch right at the 50, Aaron. So you got 43 seconds. You got 2 timeouts in your hip pocket. You can work this sideline, but if you get something in the middle of the field, go ahead and take it. You got time to get up there and spike the ball.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Clater just going to fling this one out of bounds as he felt a little pressure.
Wow. Wait a minute. Is that right? Can you do that? He didn't get out of the tackle box.
Flag's coming.
He didn't get out of the tackle box.
He's got to throw it beyond the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get it there.
That is not even close. Where is Patrick throwing that football? There, I don't see a flag.
Nope. He was.
Yeah, I think he got.
I thought he was looking.
I think he got away with one there.
Yeah, we got lucky.
The Nacogdoches coaches are freaking out over there. They should. He never even moved between the guards. Wow. Got away with one. Stops the clock. 37 seconds. 2nd and 10.
Clater loads up again. Gonna look over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Hinojosa on a check down.
You're going to get a hold on Jacksonville.
Holding,
yeah, going to get Aiden Gay for holding number 42, Caden Fields, the sophomore, 220. He's been a handful all night long for Aiden Gay. So this drive blowing up quickly on Jacksonville after the Mallard catch. Those last 2 plays not very nice to the Fightin Indians. Stops the clock with 33 seconds. After the holding penalty, that'll move the ball back. Well, let's see. There it goes to the 40.
Puts it to the 40.
Yep, just to the 10-yard spot there. Thank you, Todd. Keeps it 2nd down. It's 20 to go. Where yardage not as big a deal with 33 seconds. You got to get some yardage here.
2 receivers each way. Clater looking right, throwing, tipped, and incomplete.
Rivers on the bounce off the chest. Got hit when he was trying to wrap it up. Ball popped straight up. He actually had a second chance for that football. He just couldn't find it. 3rd and 20 now with 27 seconds. Guys, it's a 3-4 Nacogdoches defensive set, and those front 3 they're putting pressure on Clater. They're really pushing the offensive line back for Jacksonville.
Clater looking right, throwing, got Rivers.
Caught it, gets out of bounds.
Stops the clock.
I don't know how much he got. Y'all spot that for me. He's close to that first down marker.
He's at the 46, just across midfield, so it's going to be
4th down and about
4th and 6.
Yep.
22 seconds go in the half. The clock stopped.
Jacksonville's going to go ahead and punt it right here and send Darian Jones in and just put their defense back onto the field, make it a long field if possible, as Aiden Gay will snap this to Darian Jones standing on his 40. Remember, Jacksonville
timeout
faked
Nac.
one. Yeah, Nac's going to think about it. Jacksonville, they had the successful fake last week, and I'm sure that's what Nac is going to be talking about during this timeout. That's their first timeout. They'll have 2 left, as does Jacksonville.
So do you think we expect to see Nac take some shots?
Well, not if Jacksonville gets – yeah.
Not if we get a good punt, but –
if Jacksonville punts. I think that's why Nac took the timeout right there. And as we talked about –
I think we ought to go for it.
Yeah, I don't see why you don't really go for it
22
here.
22 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same.
The only thing is that Nac's got they have a fairly good – I say fairly good. He's not as good as Jacksonville's seen, especially Marshall's kicker. But I mean, you get a couple pops down there, you sure don't want to give up a field goal with a few seconds to go. But
You don't. But surely 22 seconds would be safe there.
I mean,
anything could happen.
Yeah,
You're right.
I agree with you.
But I'd go for it.
I'd go for it here with an RPO with Patrick and give him the choice and let him try to run for it and get out of bounds.
Yeah, we just had a good completion there, so we've got a little momentum. Throw the ball.
So Darian Jones is staying in the ball game from his punting position. I see Kennedy in there. He's the protector. He's the one that caught the fake punt last week. Nac's going to fill that middle of the field to keep that from happening. They really don't have anybody back.
They've seen that film.
They don't think we're going to punt.
Now they go. Now he's dropping back.
And Jones will boot it away. It's a high kick. Will take a nice bounce and roll out inside the 10, inside the 5.
Good punt by Jones.
And it'll be stopped there with 7 seconds. So really nice by Darian Jones.
He brought the rain that time. I mean, he didn't give the previous 2 punts. He has not gotten any air into that football. And, when you give a guy a running head start and the nearest gunner coming down the field is like 10, 12 yards away from you, you're going to get a good return. And that time he really got some height under it. So now Jacksonville will send out the prevent guys, and they'll be staying back with 7 seconds. Stay with us. We'll get Wayne Coleman's comments on our All Smiles halftime interview.
The concession stand has nachos, Frito, hot dog, popcorn, candy, drinks, and more. Support your Golden Dragon Band.
You think Nac's going to go back in the end zone and take a shot here? I don't know. Jacksonville has not really put a lot of pressure on him throwing the football.
Stranger things have happened, I suppose.
They're going to kill it right here, looks like.
You got to – there it is, the kneel down. And so that will do it for the first half. Our score, Nacogdoches 14 and the Fightin Indians 10 as the teams head off to the locker rooms. And so, Matt, we'll send it down to you. Let you get Coach Coleman for the All Smiles interview.
Coach, the kickoff return right there, pretty tough to kind of set him up right there. And, boy, you don't want to see him go down that sideline like that, give him that setup right there, and then they come out and they pound it in.
We had 2 guys there, and neither one of them shimmied down. You got to shimmy down and tackle in the open field.
Both teams with a couple of turnovers explains the 14-10 score right there. What do you do in the second half?
Keep playing defense like we're doing. The kids are doing a good job defensively. We got to find a way to get some more shots on offense.
Yeah, offensively, the coach is really taking away the middle of the field.
They're doing a good job. I mean, we knew the strength of their team was actually their defensive secondary. They got so many good skill kids, and that's what it looks like tonight.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime report. Aaron, Todd, Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Matt, and that will wrap things up from field level for the first half as we come in for the Whataburger halftime report. Whataburger, you make the order, and Whataburger makes it fresh. At halftime here in Nacogdoches, the score, Nacogdoches 14, Jacksonville 10. Todd, not an exactly clean ball game to this point. Lots of turnovers, lots of missed opportunities, lots of drop passes, but a competitive ball game.
Yeah, we were talking about Patrick kind of struggling there, throwing the ball one series, and we come back, and he just seemed like perfect throws there and moved the ball. And
tale of
that same guy. What happened on the sideline?
Tale of 2 drives, really, or two. The Jekyll and Hyde was probably
probably
the better analogy.
Yes, there you go.
That Matt came out with earlier. But as the Nacogdoches Golden Dragon Band takes the field, Todd, let's start breaking down the first half stats, shall we? First half stats are brought to you by Randy Gorham. He's been your hometown CPA since 1984.
Our Indians finished the first half 201 yards of offense on 28 plays, with 187 yards passing, 14 yards rushing. Quarterback Patrick Clater, 8 completions, 19 attempts, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception in the first half. Leading receiver, of course, is Devin McEwen. 3 catches, 142 yards.
Yeah, 78-yard touchdown will do that for you.
That kind of helps your yards.
Yeah, sure will.
And Latrell Rivers had 3 catches for 25. Isaiah Mallard 1 catch for 16. And Hinojosa had 1 catch for 4. Rushing, Patrick Clater had 2 carries for 6 yards. Hinojosa had 5 for 3 yards. McEwen had 1 for 3. And Darian Jones 1 carry for 2 yards. But I think as we talked before the game about turnovers, and that's definitely been critical in this first half. And so we've had 2 fumbles. We lost 1 and had an interception. So 2 turnovers in the first half. Fortunately, Nac also had 2 turnovers to kind of keep us even on the turnover battle.
Yeah, we talked about last week, obviously being such a clean game, no turnovers for Jacksonville, and how much better statistically, we talked in the pregame, Jacksonville has done when they win the turnover battle. But again, like you said, if you're going to give up some turnovers, at least you can get a few as well. But I think Jacksonville, one of the things they would want to be talking about in the dressing room here at halftime is just really holding on to the ball. We've seen a couple of fumbles just popped out from running plays where, I mean, it's just the helmet right on the ball.
Yeah, that first contact.
You know,
there.
and that'll, that's one of those where obviously we saw the scoop and score for the first Nacogdoches score. And it's just, as soon as you see the ball come up, everybody just kind of takes a deep breath because anything can happen.
Definitely. And luckily, on our second one there, it popped right back to our lineman, and he was able to catch it and run for a few yards and actually get some positive yardage out of it.
He had his moment in the sun, moment in the spotlight.
That's right.
Of course, he then had the personal foul about 2 drives later for the piling on. So
just a little bit late.
You win some and you lose some. You can't fault Uriel for his aggression, shall we say, his passion for the game, shall we say?
Yeah.
He was the captain tonight as well. So big night for Uriel Perez. But
one spot we're kind of struggling tonight's on third downs. We're 3 for 8 tonight, so 37%.
Yeah, we mentioned that throughout the first half, and it's been a recurring theme this year too, is Jacksonville just kind of getting behind the chains. And we found ourselves...
39's pretty tough position.
Yeah, we found ourselves in that position quite a bit, unfortunately, in the first half. So like to clean that up, I think, if you're Jacksonville going into the second half.
Yeah, and as Matt had mentioned too, penalties a little surprising tonight because it's been pretty clean the last few weeks, but we had 3 penalties in the first half for 35 yards. So when you combine the turnovers and the penalties and field positions, definitely been a losing battle tonight because we've set Nacogdoches up on around our 30-yard line at least twice tonight, so giving them a short field,
that's true, and
makes it tough on the defense.
And when they've got the athletes that we know they have, and also just the complexity of offense that we've seen them run in the first half, when you give them a short field and they can kind of mix things up on you, you find yourself fighting an uphill battle. Especially when they get a guy like Braxton Jones into the mix. We mentioned Braxton, the brother of Brandon Jones. Ryan, you can tell me, you've got your mic here. You were checking our Facebook mentions and comments. I think we might have Brandon Jones listening in tonight, and if so, we appreciate you, Brandon.
Yeah, that was on our YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Listening in? So yeah, hey. got to see little brother with a touchdown. We appreciate the support from for both the teams from all around the country. Brandon with the Dolphins listening in, so great to have you along. Ryan, what were your thoughts? You were on play-by-play last week for the Pine Tree game.
I was, yes.
So can you give us your thoughts about how we looked against NAC versus what you saw in the first half, or what you saw for the whole game, I guess, in Pine Tree? You're an old pro now. You can break this stuff down.
Oh man, I guess so. I mean, last week against Pine Tree, Patrick Clater was connecting on like pretty much every throw. I think at the end of the first half, he was like 9 for 10 or
9-11. I mean,
it was
high
his
completions.
Very high completions.
Yeah.
And, he's just not connecting quite as well tonight as he was last week. And, that's been a big difference when you look at our offense last week compared to this week. I mean, we put up 10 points in the first half. And, if we'd come out in the first half like we played last week, it could be a completely different situation.
Yeah, and
we did not get off to a good start tonight.
No, we really didn't.
Just seemed, I don't know if it was, you say slow start, but we just weren't sharp to begin the game.
Yeah, one of the keys that I had for the game last week was to not go 3 and out after, a kickoff or a turnover or anything. And I think we've had at least 1 or 2 of those tonight, if not more. And, that's been a big killer because especially when you're deep in your own territory here and you have to punt, and especially with that big penalty that kind of hurt us there and actually set up the second score. But we were playing on our own end quite a bit.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this a little earlier, but when you're behind the chains as much as Jacksonville is, many 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s as we've seen, it's just really hard to put your offense in those situations. And I think when Jacksonville's been the most successful in games this year, there have been fewer of those, and just more of a flow to the offense that we just haven't seen yet. Todd, what were the Jacksonville rushing numbers again? Because that's
you want to talk about that again?
Yeah, I think I don't want to talk about it. But
it was only 14 yards. That's why
you
were averaging 1.6 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So,
I just wanted to make the point that we talked about earlier in the pregame how the more you can control the ball, the more you can keep your defense off the field, the better. And you can't do it. You cannot do it.
Any success running.
You cannot do it with rushing numbers like that. Now, a lot of that is credit to Nacogdoches defensively, obviously, what they're able to do. But Jacksonville has got to shake that up. And I wonder, I don't know, this is just sort of a question here, but we saw McEwen in the backfield a few times, maybe once or twice. Would you guys do that more? I mean, do you think?
I think we should. I think we need a little bit of a spark back there and something positive. And the one time Patrick scrambled and ran was a very positive play for us. He had 10, 11, 12 yards on that play. But is that the only time he's carried the ball in the first half?
I believe it is.
And so, it's always nice to see Bryson Tatum. He usually brings some energy in when he runs, and he hadn't. I don't think he's had a carry in a couple of weeks, but we're getting so many plays on defense.
Yeah, he's having to do so much on defense. We're talking about a guy that's got 12 to 15 tackles a game.
Right.
And unfortunately, without any more depth, you're just a little hamstrung on that if you're Jacksonville.
Well,
we're not seeing Hinojosa spin out of as many tackles tonight as we did last week either.
No.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of credit for that has to go to Nacogdoches. The tackling for the Dragons has been very sound. You got to say, and
when they
it's
get
not
to
been
us
as easy to
and
slip.
they grab jersey, we don't get away.
Right. So yeah, you certainly got to give credit where it's due there. But if you're a Jacksonville fan, you would like to see the Indians try to get that balance a little bit. I want to say get it back, but Jacksonville really hasn't had it in too many games this year. But you really need that going forward, especially looking at the remaining schedule. If you want to be competitive in a game like next week against Texas High, you're going to have to keep your defense off the field. So you're going to have to figure out a way to run the ball. And of course, that's gonna take at least a week of practice. So,
watching the little bit we saw of Texas High, they've got a lot of size on the line.
They do.
Pretty good size running backs.
Yeah, they do. So, but you want to try to get those things tightened up a little bit more, get a little, certainly get them a little momentum, and hopefully get a win here. Let's not forget, guys, this game really is critical to both of these teams as far as getting or staying in touching distance of that fourth playoff spot. So, I mean, that's
talked about
job
it earlier.
number one.
And that's what the PA announcer said before the game started, too, was the winner tonight is in sole possession of fourth place in the district.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, the shakeup in the Hallsville Mount Pleasant game, obviously, with the forfeit there,
that changes the situation.
That changes everything, and of course, you don't know week to week what might happen between now and the end of the season. So you really got to focus on what you can control, and if that's Jacksonville, that's the next 24 minutes, and trying to get out of here with a win. Obviously, got to take the lead back, but Jacksonville did defer their option at the beginning of the ball game, so we'll be getting the ball, and
hopefully
if there's
we can
one thing
start better than we started the first half.
That's true. I was going to say, if there's one thing we do know, just as far as averages are concerned, is that this Jacksonville team can score.
Yeah,
obviously.
Even though we punted at the end of the half, we had momentum.
Yeah,
we were
right.
moving the ball.
That's right.
And punt, we had a really good punt. We put them down on the 4-yard line, and so that was a positive way to end the half.
That's right. I'll tell you what, guys, let's step away for a break here. This is the Whataburger Halftime Report, brought to you by Whataburger, where you make the order and they make it fresh. We want to thank Randy Gorham, your hometown CPA since 1984, for sponsoring our halftime stats. We're going to take a few minutes here, and we'll come back. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business. Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Did you know that Homes and Properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses, and hundreds of others in the medical community. Put your hands together for Mrs. Gowen and for all the educators investing in the futures of our Jacksonville children. Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we are back live at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. This is the Whataburger Halftime Report. Whataburger, you make the order and they'll make it fresh. And Matt, not a lot going on offensively, especially running the ball for Jacksonville in that first half.
No, it's been a tough first half. I mean, when you think about how Jacksonville's performed their first 3 district ball games offensively, you know, tonight is just the first half is just one you got to forget. You got 10 points, you're not out of the game. Obviously, it's a close game. You're going to get the ball to start the third quarter, but man, you have some things to fix at halftime if you're Wayne Coleman. It just seems the offense is just out of sync, and a lot of that has to go to the credit of Nacogdoches. Not only are they putting pressure on Patrick Clater, forcing his mechanics to be off. I mean, he's throwing off his back foot, he's chopping his feet, he's not getting set. When he does, you see great passes down the field. But they're putting the pressure on him. It's a good rush. And also the secondary. This is the best secondary that Jacksonville has seen, in my opinion, so far this season. Okay, in the first 6 games, this secondary, they got some shutdown guys, and they're really taking, especially Rivers, out of the game. He's had some catches, and he had a drop in the end zone for the score, but they're putting the clamps down on Jacksonville a lot. So, yeah, second half, guys, I mean, a lot of improvement for Jacksonville. The good thing is that when you feel this bad about your performance in the first half and you're only down 14-10, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. You'll take that over some of the other
when we
results we've seen.
Yeah, going through some of these scores here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's look around the area. We'll start with District 9 5A Division 2 in the district. The big game tonight is undefeated Pine Tree for the season and for district, playing the undefeated number 6 ranked Texas High Tigers, also undefeated in district and undefeated for the season. It's not even close. Texas High is leading 31-0 at the half.
Ouch.
And what's even more scary, guys, Pine Tree has 1 first down in the first half. 1. And no, DJ Freeman isn't injured. He's playing. So, did I tell you that Texas High is coming to Tomato Bowl next week?
I think you might have mentioned it.
Oh, wow. Elsewhere at White House, the Wildcats in the third quarter with 7:30 remaining, they're leading Marshall 23-7. So not totally unexpected, but not surprising the way that White House, also undefeated, is handling the Marshall Mavericks right now. And of course, we mentioned this earlier. Hallsville forfeited to Mount Pleasant due to COVID conditions, and the forfeit scores are 2-0 from what I'm seeing. I did find another forfeit. Carthage didn't have to play tonight. Their game, who forfeited to them? Let me see.
Gatesville,
here.
I think it was.
Gatesville forfeited to Carthage, and they're saying that was 1-0. So some do 1, some do 2. So nevertheless, it's a forfeit, Gatesville. So
well, and of course that was a playoff game.
Yeah.
So the points, what you call it or how you score it, I guess, doesn't really matter. But in these district ball games, it could. I mean, if you get down to points, if you get into a situation where
I don't understand why you have to do points. If it's a forfeit, just call it a forfeit. When you have a point system in district to determine seeding or who wins district, why would you give somebody 2 points for a forfeit when you don't even play? Just don't give them anything. Just say it's a win.
Right. I don't know, but I'm saying if you do that, I mean, as you know, if you get down to a point situation, you could have somebody's two forfeit points come into play.
Yeah, I mean,
which is just
maybe
weird.
they wrote the rules, Aaron, before the COVID deal hit, but who knew that people would be forfeiting football games like this? Maybe that's the reason, and they didn't get the district committee together to change that. But, man, I would be hot if I got knocked out of the playoffs because of 2 points. So
yeah, 2 points from a game that didn't actually happen.
So looking around at some other area scores, playoff score, Kilgore over Splendora, 42-0. That game being played at Kilgore is what it's. Well, no, they just say at Kilgore. They're the home team, but not at Kilgore. Tyler Legacy, Aaron, you mentioned this earlier, Mesquite Horn, that game postponed. It was Tyler Legacy's homecoming, so put the mums away. Maybe you can keep them cool till next week if they can do that. Tyler High School, John Tyler 14, Wiley East 10 in that district ball game. Looking around. Hargrave in a by-district game, 12-7 over the Highway 79 Palestine Wildcats down the road from Jacksonville. That game is in in the third quarter. Malakoff, number 4 in the state, 55-7 over Maypearl. I don't know why I have that on my screen right here. Some of these teams I'm following on my app right here, I don't know why. Troop down 39-0 in the third to Hooks. When you put 3 teams in the playoffs and 4 teams, those first-round games can be ugly.
Yeah, you kind of get that March Madness 1 versus 16.
Yeah. And the Canton Eagles, for example, they are currently in the process of getting Gilmerized. At the half, it's 54-7 Gilmer.
Yikes.
Yeah, 54 at the half. Unbelievable. Last night, Bullard played Pleasant Grove, number 5 in the state, 55-21 Pleasant Grove.
Yeah. Well, and how about North Dallas? Did you hear that story?
No.
So the North Dallas Bulldogs have not been to the playoffs since the 70s, I think.
Yeah, it had to be that long.
And so they go and they play Argyle.
Oh my goodness.
And they get Argyle. Like 70-0.
That should be like child abuse.
Just
doing that.
Yeah.
North Dallas versus Argyle.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a little trivia. The last time North Dallas made the playoffs, 30-something years ago, who was their quarterback?
I do not know.
Kevin Murray, Kyler Murray's dad.
Wow.
How about that rattling around in my brain was waiting to come? That was waiting to come out.
There you go.
I'm a sick person for knowing that.
You are a fount of useless knowledge.
I am. I mean, it's just disgusting. Okay.
It's just disgusting, he says.
Both teams out on the field now as we getting set for the second half kickoff. Jacksonville will get the football.
These broadcasts need to come with a content warning.
If we were Twitter, it would. It'd be all kinds of warnings down there.
You know what? That is not fake news, though. That's actually true.
That is true. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is, when you can kind of tell when players are up, flat, indifferent, what have you. This Jacksonville team's flat. And I'm whispering because they're walking right by me right now.
Yeah.
They are just like, I don't know, maybe it's just a controlled rage that we're about to see on the field. I don't know, but they just seem to be, I don't know. Seem kind of lackadaisical. Of course, both teams really didn't have that fire we talked about. Maybe Jacksonville can nothing can light you up like a big play, and maybe they got something in them here as Isaiah Mallard with the 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Hallsville, a 90-yarder last week against Pine Tree. I don't think they're going to kick it to number 5. They haven't been so far. So both teams out on the field. Jacksonville will get the ball back going from right to left on your screen as you watch us streaming live on jhs-sports.com and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, speaking of, Matt, did you hear our mention of Brandon Jones? Brandon actually watching tonight.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Glad to have him and
there's the
everybody else wherever you may be listening. And Mallard will field this one cleanly, and he will take it up the middle.
Nice run back.
Move the pile out near the 35 of Jacksonville. So, yeah, good field position for the Fightin Indians.
And if Brandon's listening, I mean, that shot that he laid on one of our receivers at Tomato Bowl that night, that was ugly. It was legal. I mean, it was a legal shot. Knocked him out cold. I'm not going to mention our player, but don't want to put him on the spot. But that's when and I think Jones was a sophomore that year too. Big time hit.
Yeah, he was known for those.
So here's Jacksonville to open the third quarter, and let's see if the Fightin Indians, after they respot the football on the Mallard return out to the good return out to the 39. No, it was actually a flag. I'm not sure. I missed the call.
I did as well. Todd, did you happen to? We're all trying to spot the call up here.
Trying to figure out why they were moving the ball.
Yeah.
Was it offsides with the flag?
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. So they give them 5 yards, add that onto the run back.
Yep.
So here we go. First play of the third quarter. Here's Jacksonville.
Trips left, one right. Clater going to keep. Run around the right end with it. And he'll pick up about 4 or 5.
Yeah, just not even a zone read, just an automatic keep, and that's something that Wayne Coleman has kept in his hip pocket most of the year. Well, you're down 14-10 to start the third quarter. You got the football. You're going to do what you can, pull out all stops, and Patrick runs for 6.
2 Indian receivers on the left side of the formation this time, one on the right. The handoff is fake. This time, though, Clater spun down violently.
Man, physical tackle by Deckard, the senior D lineman. 245. We saw him with a carry on that big package they had when they got the score earlier from Braxton Jones. He had the first carry, and he gets that tackle for about a yard gain. 3rd down 3 now as Clater takes the first 2 plays with the carries. Fightin Indians push the football out to their 46. Big 3rd down here. You got to get one.
Clater looks right, throws the swing pass. He's got the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Wow. I'm not sure. I didn't think Dino was going to be able to reach that. And he just stuck his hands up there and picked it out of the air. Dino is not he's not going to – you're not going to mistake him for Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he's 5'6", maybe. And he just reaches up and snags it for the first down.
Yeah, he's closer to Muggsy Bogues than Shaquille O'Neal.
Good one. Or Spud Webb. You remember Spud?
Yeah, I do.
From Dallas, Wilmer Hutchins.
2 each way this time go the Indian receivers as Clater looks left, throws, and is almost intercepted.
Would y'all mind if I stepped up and said I don't like that play to the coaches? That is a pick 6 just waiting to happen. Oh, Todd, are you groaning like I am?
On that one, definitely, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right with you there, Matt.
He was looking for Casey Kennedy, and Casey had not even broken out in his route, and the ball was in the air, and 2 Dragons were closing in on it. Unfortunately, it was thrown away far enough to where they didn't pick that. 2nd and 10.
Slater takes the snap, drops back, got time. Looking over the middle, a slant route and a dangerous one, but it's caught.
What a catch by
wow.
Pinson.
Excellent
That's Tony
catch by Pinson.
Oh, Tony.
Boy, that
Wow.
was a dangerous route, but it worked out for a Bill McRae Ford first down.
I think that's Pinson's 3rd catch of the year. He had a touchdown catch on a skinny post last week against Pine Tree, and boy, he wrestled that ball away from the secondary, the safety there for Nacogdoches for the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Trips right for the Indians. Clater's looking that way. He's picked, and that's 6.
That's what I told you.
Goodness gracious, what a jump route.
Golly bum. Did we call that or what? We've been calling that
We called it.
We've been saying that was going to happen.
Dylan Williams.
You cannot continue to go to the well like that. They're going to jump that route, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, to me, and again, I mean, Patrick ran the play that was called, but why not a double move right there? Pump it, make the guy come up, and then go deep. That's what Nac did earlier. They just missed the pass. So Nac takes a 20-10 lead. Here's the extra point. And you're going to get a flag on the Jacksonville coaching staff as the official running down the sidelines, maybe he picked it up, ran right into Josh Moore, the Jacksonville offensive coordinator. You got to get out of the way. And Coach Moore was just watching, and he ran into him.
So the extra point attempt is on the way. It is good. Brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. And so with 9:34 to go in the third quarter, our score now, Nac 21, Jacksonville 10. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back live at Nacogdoches Dragon Stadium. 9:34 to go, third quarter. Nac up now 21-10, thanks to their second defensive touchdown of the ball game. And Matt, we said in the break, these Dragons look like they've just been sitting and waiting to pounce on one of those passes from Jacksonville, and unfortunately that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's a good secondary. I mentioned that at the half. This is the best secondary Jacksonville has faced. Why test them with that play? And they finally got it. Here's the kickoff.
Just a short pooch kickoff.
Malachi.
It's fielded by Williams, and he will take it to the Jacksonville 40 and then push the pile. And again, that slow whistle. I mean, he was maybe still moving the pile, but that's how you lose the ball, Matt.
Yeah, it is. That was Jacksonville's Old Testament kickoff return team with Isaiah and
That's right.
Malachi.
That's great.
Yeah. Boy, they needed. That's a nice little return there on the short kick. So as frustrated as our listeners may think the broadcast crew is, the coaching staff is just as frustrated for Jacksonville. This offense is just not showing tonight. They got to get something going down 21-10.
Clater going to get some good blocks. He's at midfield and into Dragon territory, and he's got a Bill McRae Ford first down.
Well, apparently at the half, Jacksonville decided that, we can't protect our quarterback, Patrick Clater, anymore. Because, Jacksonville's not deep at quarterback. If you lose Patrick, you got a problem. Your next guy up is your junior varsity guy, Ryan McCown, and he played last night. He's not available. So that's one of the reasons that Wayne Coleman has been reluctant to run Patrick Clater a lot, but it's now or never. You got to go. And you've seen that in this third quarter with Clater with 3 carries picks up the first down.
Clater drops back. He's going to set. Now he's got to fire over the middle. He's got McEwen, but he can't haul it in.
That's a score.
Oh, man.
He had everybody going one way, and he was coming the other on the slant. Just dropped it.
Yikes.
Not much to say about that. Devin knows it. Incomplete. Nice ball by Patrick. Nice patience. Waiting for Devin to clear the linebacking area and delivered a nice ball.
And so Patrick going to roll to his right under all kinds of pressure.
Good decision.
And just flings it away.
Good decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call there, Matt.
Yeah. Live for another play. Don't throw it deep trying to force something in there. 3rd down 10. So Clater talking to his OC, Josh Moore, getting the play. Nacogdoches is so quick. I mean, Wayne Coleman, he said it in smoke signals. You heard him. He said this is going to be one of the faster defenses that we've seen this year until next week when Texas High rolls in.
That's right.
3rd down 10 now.
Clater drops back, under pressure, rolls right.
Get the first
down.
down.
Run it himself. Looking for the sticks. Can he get there?
He got it.
He's there. That's a Bill McCray Ford first down.
Oh, he just keep running toward the stick, Patrick. He just kind of did a little hesitation, and they almost got him. I don't know what kind of move he was making. I mean, I think he thought he might turn back up the field, and then he decided to hit toward to the stakes, and he gets the Bill McCray Ford first down. It's Clater. Clater, the passing quarterback, now becoming the running quarterback for Jacksonville. First down.
3 Indian receivers on the left side, but Clater going to fake a handoff, try to take it straight ahead, and nothing doing.
So Nac is just pinning their ears back. They sent their linebacker Glenn Young off the edge, and Clater got clogged up, and that allowed Young to come around the edge and make the tackle. Nothing there. So the Fighting Indian offensive line, short Zal Antonio, not playing tonight. Injured last week. Hopefully he'll be back next week. The Indians have their hands full up front with this very physical Nacogdoches front 3. So if they keep sending those linebackers, I mean, you got to fill that space in the middle with a slant.
Man in motion, right to left. Handoff is faked. Clater into the line and pushes ahead maybe 4 or 5.
Good run by Clater on the zone read. Faked the jet sweep to Devin. And that, if you see Devin McEwen in motion, I mean, you got to send people with him because you know how explosive he is. And Patrick kept the football and got around the edge for about 6. So it's 3rd down and a very makeable 4 yards, 4 yards there.
So 6:50 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Patrick going to keep again and straight ahead.
Well, he's short.
And they're going to say, let's see.
Oh, he is short.
Yeah, just short.
Good
so
call,
4th
Todd.
down. Good spot, Todd.
Yeah. Looked like he rolled forward, but his knees hit. I thought he got to the 32, but his knee hit at the 33 is where they marked it. So it's 4th down, about a yard to go. Indians, of course, going forward here. 4 down territory.
6:20 and counting, 3rd quarter. Watch this one-on-one left side. Near side of your screen. Clater.
Oh, no.
Is going to look right. It's tipped at the line, incomplete.
Doggone it. Don't throw the ball. Run that thing, man. You know, that's the Darrell Royal thing.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, if the ball gets in there, it's going to be a complete, it's going to be first down. But they jumped up in the passing lane, knocked it down. Number 40, that man Deckard again.
Yep, when you throw the ball.
He just read Patrick's eyes and just knocked it down. Tipped it anyway.
3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
You know, that was said 60 years ago, and it still rings true.
It's still true, isn't it?
The Dragons will start this drive first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So here's Knac's first offensive possession of the third quarter. Their defense scored earlier.
One back in there with Boyette. The handoff straight ahead. Not much there.
Ratcliffe.
Handoff to number 16, Braylon Ratcliffe.
5'9", 172, a junior. Torres and Cleaver in on the tackle for Jacksonville. They'll give him 2, second down 8. Fast-moving third quarter now, moving toward that 5-minute mark.
Hey, you got to lock him, Cam. Hey.
Nacogdoches content to just work with the clock. And Boyette flings it right and bounces it in there, incomplete.
Well, Torres was coming off the edge, and Boyette felt it. And he had to get his feet turned around and squared quickly because Torres was coming off the edge to hit him. And he just hit it in the dirt. Little one hopper there to number 6. Keelan Elder really didn't have a chance. He got his hands on it. It's just too low. Incomplete. Third down 8 now. So this is Knac's first offensive possession. Sure would be nice to get a 3 and out on these guys. Get your defense off the field.
A little bit of motion shuffling in the backfield. Now some pressure from the Indians. Boyette flings it out complete, but a nice tackle from Casey Avery.
Nice job.
Bring up the 4th down.
It is 4th down, and Darren Allman's not going to kid around. He's going to send in his punting unit as the Indians make a nice stop. Great open field tackle by Casey Avery on the 242-pound running back / D lineman, Deckard. So now 55, Jesus Ibarra will come out to punt the ball. Darian Jones dropping deep for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville bringing a little pressure. The punt away is a good one. Chases Jones back inside at 30. He makes a nice move, though, and he is out to the Jacks 45 where he's upended.
Good run.
Gets all the way out to the 47.
Well, Casey Kennedy, you know, they didn't have the punt block on, and I heard his dad, defensive coordinator, his dad was saying, no, don't. But he could have blocked that. I mean, he just kind of was trotting. He said, oh, man. Because it was you see their snaps are pretty slow back there.
Yep.
Jacksonville may try to get one before it's over, but that wasn't set up for that one. And Kenny Kennedy was saying, no, don't.
I guess it's more important that he's there to block downfield and that he doesn't rough the punter.
That's the issue. You don't have that help there. So here's Jacksonville, second possession of the third quarter. First down on their own 47.
2 receivers each way. Sling out left, looking for Mallard, incomplete. They were trying to set up a screen, it looked like.
Yeah, Mallard looking downfield before he secured the ball. I'm sitting there looking straight through, and he turned his head right when the ball got there to find the Nacogdoches defender. Incomplete. As the Dragons have really done a nice job scouting Jacksonville and taking away a lot of the successful passing route in the lanes that they've just done so well so far this year.
This time, Clater going to keep up the middle. He's tripped up, though, before he can get into that second gear.
And that's one thing that Nac has not been able to game plan for is Patrick Clater on the zone read, because Jacksonville has not shown that in 2020. Maybe once or twice early with Crandall, maybe Cleburne one time, but other than those couple of times, Clater has not run like that unless it was a scramble, just trying to keep from getting sacked. So third down, 5 now for Jacksonville. Ball right inside the 50-49 of Nac.
Clater going to keep again up the middle, and he will be very close, and he does have the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Yeah, it's down. They said Nac thought he fumbled. He did lose the ball, but the ground can't cause a fumble, as they say, and that's what happened. So it's first down. The Bill McCray Ford first down is Clater. After a 14-yard total rushing yards for Jacksonville in the first half, just dismal. He is carrying the load so far in this third quarter. Now can you convert? Can you keep punching it down the field and get a score? You're down 21-10.
He's got Rivers by himself on the right side. He's got two receivers on the left.
Oh.
And a throw over the middle.
Devin.
Caught by McEwen, and he is popped.
Yep, big shot by Dylan Williams. Well, that looked like one of those Brandon Jones hits right there.
Yeah, Williams, who had the pick six earlier.
And Devin McEwen reaches over and gets his front tooth, and now he's jogging off the field. He took a shot, man. He's okay. Big gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
He still has his front tooth, but we'll get all smiles on speed dial just in case. Clater going to load up and just fling this one incomplete. I don't know where exactly was he going.
Well, you got Dino out there, Tony Pinson, Darian Jones. None of them ran that route where the ball was thrown. They all kind of turned around about the same spot. And Patrick immediately started pointing, no, you're supposed to go the fade route down there. Incomplete. 3rd and 1. Football at the Nacogdoches 33.
Look for Clater to maybe run to pick this one up. What do you think, Matt?
I think so. Now Jacksonville's going to take a timeout. Oh, my goodness.
They were all out of sorts there.
I don't like timeouts in the third like this when you're down 21-10. Of course, it's a big play, 3rd and 1. Let's take a break.
We'll step away and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we're back live at Dragon Stadium, Nacogdoches. Jacksonville trying to convert this 3rd and 1. Keep a pretty good little drive going here. Patrick Clater takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to be close.
No, that's not a fumble, no way. He punched the ball on the ground, slammed it down like he's just slamming the ball down, and it is going to be close.
See if they give the
it is
good
a
spot.
First down.
There it is. That's the Bill McCray Ford first down.
And it was the effort by Dino Hinojosa there at the end, reaching out and slamming the ball down, just extending his arms like he was doing it at the goal line this time to get the first down. Pirate 32.
Handoff this time and straight into the mix and shoved back violently.
It just isn't happening. Now, Jacksonville offensive linemen talking to each other. Aiden Gay going over to Billy Bateman and saying, dude, we got to go here. We got to get a push. And, I mean, Dino's just getting wrapped up right when he gets the football. So, fortunately, no gain on the play. I thought it was a loss. They'll keep it at the 32 as we go under 2 minutes in this third quarter. 21-10 Nacogdoches. And Jacksonville chewing up clock, but they just don't have anything to show for it yet in this third quarter.
So 2 Indian receivers on the left side of the shotgun set, 1 on the right. Clater going to hand off left side stretch play, not stretched.
Boy, I sound like people are going to say, why are you second-guessing the coaches? I'm not second-guessing the coaches. I'm just wanting some of these plays that were put in for the Nacogdoches game that they're just not – they don't seem to be in sync is what I'm saying. It's kind of like you need to go back to your bread and butter because these new plays that these – I mean, we haven't seen a Dino stretch play hardly at all this year.
No.
He just doesn't have that kind of speed. He's an inside-the-tackle guy. So it's 3rd and 12 on the loss of 2. Now you're forced to throw behind the chains.
Yeah, against this great Dragon secondary and some pressure in Clater's face as he floats it incomplete, no flag.
Just nothing there. I mean, there is nothing there. Great coverage, which is something we've seen all night from Nacogdoches. Somehow you have to look somebody off and throw to somebody else and try to freeze those guys. Move your eyes around, because that was just a straight go route. And this secondary for Nacogdoches, they are not going to let you get behind them. I mean, the touchdown to Devin earlier, he didn't really get behind him. He had to come back for the ball. So they do a good job of keeping people in front of you.
So Clater looking for the 4th down conversion. He rolls left, got some time, going to throw into the end zone.
It's Pinson!
Touchdown, Tony Pinson.
What a play by Pinson! Wow. He just stayed with the route. He got away with a little bit of a shove right there, but it wasn't enough. And boy, is Pinson really coming on as a receiver, the junior. And Jacksonville's going to go for 2 right here.
That makes it a field goal game if you get it.
Well, if you went ahead and kicked it, you still had to get the touchdown. This is a great call right here. It'd be 21-17. You got to get the touchdown anyway.
Because you got to, yeah, exactly. I was about to say.
Now you get the 2 points.
Anyway.
Now you get it at a field goal. So timeout. And let's see who calls this timeout. It's going to be Nacogdoches burning the timeout with 1:12 remaining in the third. How about Tony Pinson?
Wow.
Wow, he's kept his feet.
Hey, Ryan tells me he's got replay capability. Let's take a look at that again. Oh, not that one, he says. Sorry, Ryan.
Just the non-touchdown.
Oh, is that it? Okay, okay. Sorry, Ryan. I did not mean to set you up for that.
That's okay. I just going back in my memory here of the play. It was beautiful. They haven't shown it on the scoreboard yet. Of course, they don't probably for the other team's touchdowns. But and again, Pinson was not the primary receiver. He had Devin McEwen at the 15-yard line in the middle of the field, but Patrick got flushed out of the pocket, and he took his eyes off Devin, and then he would have had to throw across his body to get the ball to McEwen in the middle of the field. Who as I said, he was wide open for the first down, and then. All of a sudden, Pinson blows by the corner over there, Dylan Williams, their outstanding cornerback, and Patrick finds him in the back of the end zone. So here the Indians are after the Nac timeout, going for 2. You got Hinojosa in the backfield. Pinson split right, trip set left with Casey, Devin, and Latrell.
Returning from timeout, Jacksonville will have their point after a 2.
So the Indians looking for the 2-point conversion that would make it a field goal game, and they got it. Latrell Rivers.
Rivers with a 2-pointer. 21-18. Nice throw by Patrick Clater, Fighting Indians back in this thing.
And so, with 1:11 to go in the third quarter, our score now, the Nacogdoches Dragons 21 and the Fighting Indians 18. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back live at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. 1:11 to go, third quarter. Jacksonville back to within 3. Matt, that's more like the drives we've been looking for the Fighting Indians.
Yeah, and a lot of it was Patrick Clater using his legs.
Yeah, which we've not seen much of at all. This is
trouble.
A kickoff that's going to have to be fielded inside the 5. If the Fighting Indians coverage team can get on this,
got him.
It'll be good.
17.
Defensive field position.
I don't know what number 12 Kevon Page was looking at right there, but
I guess he thought that was going in the end zone.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly
he
what
was
he
letting
thought.
it go to the end zone for touchback, and it didn't go.
It looked like, the sand wedge up on the green. The ball hit the one and came back toward the green, not into the end zone. So, unfortunately for him, he had to pick it up. Jacksonville swarms him.
I always blade my sand wedges, and it just kind of skips over the green.
I threw my sandwich away.
Really? Yeah, mine might actually be in a creek. I'm not sure. Fake handoff. The pass out to the left side is caught for a short gain.
Page. Yeah, and I really think Jacksonville, if they continue just to keep the receivers in front like that, you got to be wary of that double move that they had earlier that Jacksonville fortunately got away with on the overthrow. It looks like they might try to set something up like that again.
This time, handoff straight ahead from Boyette.
It's Ratcliffe.
And Ratcliffe will pick up about 3 or 4.
It's a 3rd and short, just under a yard as we are under a minute now in this third quarter. Jacksonville substituting now. They send Torres in. They'll bring out Darian Jones. Torres has been coming in a lot tonight off the edge, but 3rd down short here with a big guy in at the H-back. Jones.
Boyette takes the snap, hands off straight ahead, and that's going to be close. Ratcliffe had the carry, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, and Braxton Jones, the freshman, coming up and just leading him through the hole, and he met the senior linebacker for Jacksonville, Bryson Tatum, and that was a dead even match. I got to say, Bryson Tatum giving up about 30, 40 pounds right there. Did a nice job filling it up. That's the end of the third quarter.
So after 3, our score, the Nacogdoches Dragons 21 and the Jacksonville Fightin Indians 18. We'll take a short break and come back for more Fightin Indian football on JHS-sports.com.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back as we begin the fourth quarter of play here at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. The Dragons with the first down.
Stoppage of play. Now we got it. Get the clock set right.
Clock issue, yep. So Boyette's got 2 receivers on his right, 1 on his left, 1 back is Ratcliffe. He gets the handoff, and he will take it straight ahead into the mix master, as you like to say, Matt.
Yeah, just a second level run right there. And what I mean by that is the Jacksonville defensive front spilling, trying to take out the linemen, then your linebackers have to come up and make the tackle. You can get away with that if you have sure-handed tacklers, and Jacksonville does with Tatum and Casey Kennedy, but you give up 5 yards. You would like to see your defensive front try to get a little more push. Jacksonville's tried to add a little bit more size. Angel Perez, 260-pounder, has been moved in at the defensive tackle position for Jacksonville.
Now man in motion from the right to the left, gets the handoff on the jet sweep. Jacksonville got a collapse on him, big hit there, but not before the Dragons pick up another first down.
Yeah, big hit by Bryson Tatum, but just a little too late right there, arriving, coming from the opposite side of the field. Knack running away from Tatum's side at his linebacker position, but he makes the tackle, and definitely a candidate for the Dar Chiropractor bone crusher hit of the game right there by Tatum.
Handoff this time straight ahead. And the pile moves about 4 yards.
Well, it's pretty clear that Nacogdoches just wants to control the clock, control the football, and just work it down the field and milk the clock with this 3-point lead. And if they have to put their power in, they will. They bring the big fellow in.
Deckard is back.
Yep, Jones comes out, and I'm going to – if Brandon Jones is listening, your brother's not 200 pounds. He can't be. He weighs way more than that on this program. He's big.
Handoff is to Ratcliffe. Another big hit in the middle.
Nice. Casey Kennedy first, and then Tatum finishes off Braylon Ratcliffe of Nac. So second down. Let's see. Third down. They'll give him a couple.
There's a Dragon lineman having a hard time getting off the field here. Looks like Josiah Smith, and so as he receives a little bit of attention, we'll step away. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we are back as Nacogdoches' Josiah Smith was able to get off under his own power. So back to play. Third down here for the Dragons.
Coming.
Boyette under pressure, rolls right, looks, throws, incomplete.
Good pressure by Jacksonville. Darian Jones coming off the backside edge, sprinting across the field. Boyette felt him. He was looking for number 40, Deckard. I'm not sure I want my defensive lineman being my primary receiver right there, and I'm not sure really who Boyette was really throwing to. It went between two Dragons, so now Ibarra will come out to punt the football. Darian Jones for Jacksonville will drop back.
And the punt away is a pretty good one, but it's fielded cleanly by Jones as he's going to cut back to the left, try to make some space.
Fumble.
He loses the ball as he just gets flung down.
Golly, Jacksonville got it.
And Jacksonville's back on it, but boy, did Darian Jones just get thrown aside and lose the ball there.
Damian Saldivar with a recovery for Jacksonville. Heads-up play by that senior. Come on, take care of the ball. I mean, I appreciate the effort by Darian Jones, but when you go in there in that, as I call it, the mix master, squeeze that football. So Jacksonville, with 9:20 remaining in the ball game, 21-18 lead for Nac. Fightin' Indians will start this drive at their 32.
So Clater going to fake a handoff, keep it himself. Nothing doing, though, as he is.
Dylan Williams is a
hit
football.
hard.
He's a football player.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he was good last year as a junior, and man, he is a strong safety deluxe for Nacogdoches. Read the zone read perfectly, and that's his key. I mean, if he sees that ball come out of that ball fake into the line to Hinojosa, he makes a beeline to the quarterback, and that's what he did. So, actually, it was Devin on the fake. So it's second down. 11, 1-yard loss.
Empty backfield for the Fightin' Indians. Now man in motion and all kinds of problems.
Timeout.
So a timeout taken.
What the heck is I mean, Patrick Clater was standing there and he signaled to Hinojosa, come here. You're supposed to be right here. Hinojosa comes and stands next to Patrick, and boom, Wayne Coleman calls timeout.
Hey, Matt, do you want to do your trivia question?
Say again?
Trivia question?
Oh, yeah, man. Let's do that.
What you got, Matt?
All right. There's only been 3 times when a Jacksonville quarterback threw for 6 or more touchdowns in a game.
Okay.
Okay? We all know Who threw the 7? I'm going to give you that one.
Yep.
Okay, last week Patrick Clater threw 6 touchdown passes against Pine Tree.
Yep.
Name the other 2 times when a Jacksonville quarterback threw for 6 or more.
I think Luke McCowan had one.
Luke had one.
And the other one is probably not one I'm going to remember.
Guys,
I don't know. Ryan Black, maybe.
I'm so disappointed in y'all. All right, hang on. Let's run this play. We'll come back.
2 receivers right, a handoff this time, straight ahead. And a burst for Dino as he makes his way.
He got it. First down.
To the 45. That's good for the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Okay, there's been 3 times when 6 touchdowns or more has been thrown in a game by a Jacksonville quarterback. Patrick Clater was one of them last week. Who's the other 2?
Oh, the other 2?
Yes.
Well, I thought you weren't going to.
No, the other 2.
So Dontrell Sessions.
Yep.
And Luke McCown.
No. Here, let's run this play. First down.
2 each way. And a slant route is intercepted. And inside Jacksonville territory. Ouch.
Well, that's on Dontrell Rivers right there. He just cut his route short because he felt the pressure of Dylan Williams, the safety, who was about to pop him. He saw him and he stopped running straight across, and the ball was perfectly thrown by Patrick.
Yeah, and Tyrell Gardner.
And Gardner steps in front of it because Rivers just stopped his route. Ouch.
Yikes.
This is a bad move, guys. This gives Nacogdoches the ball, the Jacksonville 42 with 7:55 remaining.
Nacogdoches will want to milk the clock, and they've got the personnel to do it. Boyetho going to look to throw a deep ball to the right side. And just incomplete. That's interesting.
Well, that's understandable. That's a kill shot. I mean, you get a turnover, and, when the Dauber's down because of the turnover, emotionally, you take a shot downfield. It's a good call by Knack, incomplete, though, 2nd and 10. So, once again, Jacksonville's offense just putting their defense in some precarious positions tonight, forcing them to get some stops. And they've answered the bell many times as Jacksonville's defense. They got to do it one more time here.
So now, pass out to the left side, a screen. Nice block set up there. Gain of about 4.
Got a flag on the play as we have an injured Nacogdoches Dragon. That's number 16, Braylon Ratliff, the running back. Let's see what the flag is.
Offside Jacksonville looked like. So as Ratcliffe gets some treatment, guys, I think we'll step away.
He's coming off okay.
No, he's good. He's up. All right.
And it was Peter Torres who's been blitzing on the edge, and he just didn't watch the ball, and he jumped. So Knack will keep the play, I'm sure. No, they're going to go ahead and take the penalty, keep the down. So, okay, guys, you said Luke McCown. That is incorrect. Who's the 3rd quarterback who's thrown for at least 6 touchdowns in a game? You had Patrick last week, Dontrell in 2017 in the
last pass on the grass.
Last pass on the grass at Tomato Bowl.
That's right.
Okay, got one more. Let's run this play as Knack has brought in the big fellas with the power package, the Wildcat, Eddie Cross at quarterback.
Cross takes the snap, hands it off to Jones. He cuts back up into the middle, and he's got first down yardage.
Well, Jacksonville would have been able to showcase their freshman big guy, Jaden Boyd, but unfortunately on the very first play of the season on the kickoff towards ACL, so he's out for the year. Big run. Still don't know, do you?
Can't say I do.
Todd, Ryan?
No idea.
All right, let me check my phone. People are always texting me wanting to give me the answer here.
Even though we don't do that anymore technically.
No, I got one answer. It's wrong. Oh, good.
Hand off again to Jones, and he's spun down.
Tatum with a tackle. Nice. Okay, last year, Lindale, Patrick Clater is the other quarterback. He's done it twice. Patrick Clater has thrown 6 touchdowns twice in his career.
That's right.
And I was wondering,
Yikes.
I said that in smoke signals, and you guys weren't listening. Y'all, so y'all didn't hear that.
I was doing something else.
Yeah, we were all doing something else. And so it's Patrick Clater. So it's Dontrell Session with 7.
Patrick Clater twice.
Threw 6 touchdowns last year and then this year. That's our trivia question of the week.
So they stay with the Wildcat. Jones again.
Devin.
And he'll move the chains. Well, he'll be close. Maybe they won't.
Devin must be taking AP classes because when he saw Jones coming, he did the smart thing. He went low. He didn't try to stay up high with him. I'm telling you, Brandon, that your brother's not 200 pounds. He's over 200 pounds. He looks like he's about 220 at least.
You know, Brandon's thinking, yeah, but I could still take him. Handoff again. This
Young.
time they're going to stretch the play with Young, and Jacksonville does a nice job not letting him get the corner.
Yeah, do a good job getting him out of bounds, stopping the clock. No, they kept the clock running.
Yeah.
Oh, home cooking. God.
Well, what are you
That
gonna
would have
do?
helped. It's 4th down. And about 2. Kenny Kennedy getting his guys on the sideline. Give me some dark side. That's going back a little bit.
Yeah.
If
Shades
you
of the 90s.
If you ever needed a dark side, it's right now.
Yes, you did. Yes, you do.
Boy, they got all the big guys back there right now. Look at that. Wow.
Yep. See what Jacksonville can come up with. They're going to throw wide open touchdown. Didn't expect that. Neither did the Jacksonville secondary.
I mean, what do you say? It's just a great call by Darren Allman, the NAC head coach right there. Jacksonville stacking it up with, you had 4 guys in the backfield. You had about 1,000 pounds back there. And you think they're going to run the ball. What do? They pull up, throw it in the corner for the score. The game's not over. It's 10 points with 4:38 remaining. You still got time. As deflating as it is, the game is not over.
The extra point brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty is up and good. And so with 4:38 to go in the third quarter, the score now, Nacogdoches 28, Jacksonville 18. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom and Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom and Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back live at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. 4:38 to go. And now a 10-point ball game. And Matt, the air seems to have gone out of this one a little bit. As you said, there's still time, but that's kind of deflating.
It's a big senior class on this football team for Jacksonville. And now you're going to find out who your leaders are. I mean, you're down 10 with plenty of time. You got a chance here. Now, who's going to reach down? Who's going to make a play? Who's going to step up?
Yeah, chances are you're kind of playing for your season here. I mean, as far as for your season to be meaningful in a playoff sense. So with a short kick, Kennedy will try to give the Indians some good field position here as he pushes his way out over the 40.
Still going. There he goes.
He's thrown down. So, yeah, I mean, you've really got to dig deep, I guess, here if you're the Indians because –
well, I mean, look, you got a short field right here. You can score quickly. The problem is that Nacogdoches just hasn't given you anything yet. Jacksonville's receivers have had to work harder for every catch tonight than they've had to work all year. And I'm including the game they got blown out by with Cleburne. Those guys weren't as good as this secondary in Nacogdoches. And you're saying, well, gosh, Matt, if they're so good in the secondary, why are they 1-2 in district and 2-3 overall? I don't know. All I can do is see what I can see tonight. And this is a Jacksonville team that hung 42 on a pretty good Pine Tree team last week. Tonight, no, they're not.
Trips right, one left. Clater looking under pressure. Over the middle, off the hands of Tony Pinson.
Oh, Patrick.
Just a little long for him.
Oh, man. Happy feet. You know, it's incredible how mechanics, I mean, that's why you work on them so much, that how big a part they play, and especially with the quarterback. The feet, the follow-through, the shoulders, the hips. And Patrick tonight, he's just been off mechanically. And he's getting rushed. There's no doubt about that. Look out. Look out.
Here come the Dragons. Clater going to fling it, but incomplete.
Oh, man. Sorry about that. I just saw Glenn Young coming off the edge, number 32 for Nacogdoches, and he was about to tattoo Patrick. He got it away, but it was high. Again, mechanics. Anytime you see the ball go high like that with the kind of arm that Patrick has, a great arm, it's mechanics. He's thrown off his back foot, and it's sailing on him. So he's going to have to lock down right here and think about how he's throwing the ball.
Here comes pressure again. Clater going to have to just try to escape it, and not much there.
Jacksonville has had nothing to stop the edge rush of Nacogdoches, and Clater did the smart move right there, just getting out of there. Glenn Young again, he's just running naked around the corner, nobody picking him up. Of course, it's an empty backfield, and when your secondary is shutting down your receivers, you got nothing. You got to take off. So 4th and 11 for Jacksonville. If you don't convert here, guys, you're done. That's it. This is the biggest play for Jacksonville of the game.
Trips right, one left. Clater needs time. Whistles blow.
Procedure.
Wow. So that'll back Jacksonville up.
False start against Jacksonville.
How do you get a false start, man? On 4th and 11. Who's false starting?
It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Jacksonville will have 4th and about 17.
Disappointing. They turn the clock back on. You got to go, guys. You got to go. Jacksonville's just huddling like
Play
it's a timeout.
clock's at 19. The game clock's at 3:10.
Good grief. Come on.
Play clock's at 10. You got to go if you're Jacksonville. Play clock at 5 and 4.
Oh, you got to go.
3, 2, 1. You got to snap the ball.
That's it. They got it off.
And they got it off. And they'll throw short and caught.
Yeah, he's going to be short.
But that will turn the ball back over to the Dragons, and that should just about do it.
And the Indians got a break right there because the play clock clearly said 0, and they didn't throw the flag. They didn't get the play off. In fact, now you wish they would have.
Yeah.
Because you'd had another shot.
Take the yardage and have another shot at least.
Well, not a bad play on a hook and ladder. It was just to the short side of the field, and I wish you could have somebody besides Hinojosa who doesn't have the speed of a Devin or maybe a Rivers. Somehow that you could have pitched it to them, but he was short by about 3 yards. Now with 2:45, Jacksonville can only stop the clock one time, and that's going to do it.
So 1 first down, maybe 2, and that'll do it. Handoff straight ahead.
That's the last timeout right there. Clock's still running. They didn't use the timeout? Okay, not bad. Sorry. Excuse me. No timeout. Official blew his whistle like Wayne Coleman called time. He didn't. So now the play clock just now turned on, so we'll go under 2 minutes before Nac even has to snap the ball.
So it'll be
disappointing, fellas.
It's that two-back set. Nacogdoches going to take their time with this one. A handoff. Not much doing.
Torres with a tackle.
Good
Nice
job from Peter Torres there.
Jacksonville burns that last timeout and stops the clock, so it'll be 3rd down. So Jacksonville should get the ball back. But, boy, with no timeouts, you don't have a whole lot to work with if you're Wayne Coleman.
And you're down 2 scores, so.
Yeah, you got your onside kick. I mean, you got to score.
Well, you got to score.
You got to score first, obviously. Then you got to get the onside kick. Then you got to score again. All that with no timeouts. Fans, stay with us. We'll have our Dar Chiropractic hit of the game. Bone Crusher hit of the game, I should say. We'll also be naming our congratulations play of the game, as well as the Austin Bank offensive and defensive players of the game for Jacksonville. So 3rd down and 11 for Nacogdoches.
So Jacksonville will be looking for a big stop here, which would at least give them the ball back, give them a little life. But the handoff is to Jones.
Oh, great tackle.
But he cannot get to the edge.
Tatum.
He gets Brysoned.
Bryson, good one. I like that. Bryson the Bison. He runs him down, 4th down. That keeps the clock. Will continue to run as Tatum, the senior, introduces himself to the freshman Jones. Big tackle. So with 20 seconds on the play clock, yeah, they can run it down here to just about 105 before Nac will probably burn a timeout on 4th down. So, guys, earlier when we were talking about taking those timeouts, what do you think now?
Yeah.
I mean, I just get frustrated with those like that because you take a timeout with 7 minutes in the 3rd quarter on just didn't have the right formation.
Right.
You know, that's frustrating. Next week, Texas High comes to town as the Tigers were rolling 31-0 at the half on Pine Tree. As we have a moment here, let me pull up some scores and see how things were developing.
See if they've broken the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, let's see here. Well, that's a final because it's dropped down in that area where those finals occur. So let me scroll to it. Oh, wow, 44-0.
Ouch.
Pine Tree did not even score.
Holy moly.
Oh, wow. And White House wins 30-22 over Marshall. So, guys, you don't get the win here tonight. You're going to go to 1-3, and you got to run the table. I mean, if you have a shot, you got to win 3. Your last 3. Likely, no. Possible, anything's possible. Texas High could get COVID and have to forfeit. Sorry, that's tacky. So Albera will come out for Nac to punt the football on 4th down. As Nac did take the timeout. Darian Jones dropping deep.
End over end punt. Jones fields cleanly, but there are 3 Dragons all over him,
trying to
and
strip
he's
that
dropped.
ball. I got a question for you.
What's that?
Why isn't Isaiah Mallory returning punts?
That's a very good question.
Not that Darian's not good. Darian's a good player. I'm just saying, though, if you have your playmaker returning kickoffs, seems like it might be the same guy. But maybe Darian's a little bit more adept at catching punts than Isaiah. I don't know.
So I guess the ball comes in maybe a little differently. We've got the Travises up here who are well versed in the kicking arts, but I would think if you're fielding a punt, that's maybe a little bit different than fielding a kickoff.
Oh, it is. Yeah, usually kickoffs are going end over end.
Ryan Travis gives me a very confident shrug, like as if to say, "You really don't know what you're talking about, do you?" He would be right. Over the middle and caught.
Get out of bounds.
And he's trying to get out of bounds. Did he get there, Matt?
No. You got to get out of bounds. Dino, what are you doing? Ugh. Oh, man.
So 40 seconds and counting. You got to go quick if you're Jacksonville. Clater Just going to load up. Now pump fakes once. Checks down. So you got to get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. He's there.
And there's a flag.
Late flag. 2 of them.
It should be a personal foul on Knack. Looked like he might have hit him at late.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure the flag was for our receiver blocking.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Henson?
No, McEwen.
Yeah, there are 2. I mean, they're sitting right there at the 40. Yeah, that's the call.
He came back
Yikes.
and made the block.
Yeah, they don't allow blind sides anymore. Nope, don't allow those. Oh, what a disappointing loss, fellas. Just wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a flag. What is this about?
I'm not sure on this one, Matt.
Well, it's going against Nacogdoches, it sounds like. Looks like. Jacksonville players are clapping, and I don't know, one of the officials are pointing at one of the NAC players. I don't know if he said something or what's going on.
Looks like they're going to
mark the penalty yards back off that they got Devin on the blind side block.
They're talking to one of the NAC players. I don't know if, as you said, I don't know if something was maybe said.
Yeah, it's Deckard, one of the seniors the official's talking to.
Personal foul.
Well, with 16 seconds, that's about right. The way this game may end. It's just a strange outing tonight for Jacksonville after the way they played those first 3 district ball games.
So Clater going to look for a little something from Devin McEwen, but
that's it.
Really gets nowhere, and that will do it. So it is a final from Dragon Stadium here in Nacogdoches. The Dragons 28 and the Fightin Indians 18. So the Dragons improved to 2-2 in district play. Jacksonville drops to 1-3 with the district leading Texas High Tigers coming in next week, guys.
You know, it's not an exact comparison, but this is a head scratcher for me. The last time I had this feeling was when Jacksonville in 2016 defeated Ennis at Tomato Bowl.
And then laid the egg against Lindale.
And the next week you get beat 45-7 from Lindale. You're just scratching your head saying, wait a minute, what happened here? You beat an Ennis team that was really good, okay? Had James Lockhart, went to A&M and then to Baylor. I mean, they had all these players, and then you lay an egg against Lindale. This is what this reminds me of. I mean, you didn't win against Pine Tree last week, but my goodness, you played as good as you could play against a team, pretty good team. And then tonight, you just lay that egg, and I have that same kind of feeling. I don't know. Strange. We'll get Wayne Coleman's comments here in a moment. Todd, if you want to start the statistics, we'll get him. I'll let you know when he's available.
All right, we'll do that. Bring it up back here into the booth, and the post-game stats brought to you by Randy Gorham. He's your hometown CPA, and he has been since 1984. Todd, this one, not a lot of fun, but let's break it down by the numbers.
Our Indians finished with 341 yards on offense, 61 plays, averaging 5.6 yards per play, 270 yards passing, 71 yards rushing. Patrick Clater finished with 15 completions on 37 attempts for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Receiver Devin McEwen, 5 catches for 157 and 1 touchdown. Tony Pinson, 2 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. Latrell Rivers, 3 catches for 25. Dominic Hinojosa, 4 catches for 25. And Isaiah Mallard, 1 catch for 16. Rushing tonight, Patrick Clater, 13 carries for 52 yards. Hinojosa had 9 carries for 14. McEwen had 1 for 3. And Darian Jones had 1 carry for 2 yards.
Guys, while you get a chance there, let's go ahead and announce our awards tonight. The Dar Chiropractic Bone Crusher hit of the game goes to Bryson Tatum. The play of the game, sponsored by Congratulations. Not only does Congratulations provide a weekly award to each player for these plays of the games that we name, but they're also the folks who print those amazing large format prints up in the foyer of the Tomato Bowl. So we appreciate Congratulations sponsoring the play of the game, which tonight was the Isaiah Mallard interception, a very athletic play that gave Jacksonville a good stop defensively. Really went up there and high-pointed it. Nice job by Isaiah with the play of the game. The offensive player of the game for Jacksonville, sophomore Devin McEwen, with those 5 catches, won a 78-yard touchdown reception. And the defensive player of the game, Peter Torres, the senior, did a nice job coming off the edge, putting pressure on the Nacogdoches quarterback. So Peter Torres, the defensive player of the game, and Devin McEwen, the offensive player of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. Todd?
Coming back up?
Yeah, we're back here.
All right. Let me get my stats back up. I was emailing it all out to everybody.
We appreciate it. Even though they won't be fun to go back over.
They really won't be fun to review, but we did finish tonight. Third down conversions, we were 7 out of 15, and fourth downs, we were 1 for 4 tonight. Time of possession, 22 minutes and 48 seconds. Had 4 punts for 38 yards. Penalties, like we talked about at halftime, we finished 6 penalties for 60 yards. And turnovers, 3 fumbles, we lost 1, and then 3 interceptions. So we had 4 turnovers tonight.
2 of them were scores too, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
2 of theirs were scores, yeah.
We got team breaking up right now, guys, and we'll get Wayne Coleman here, get his comments. Coach, sometimes you just, I was telling the guys this is like reminds me of the Ennis win in 16, and then next week Lindale. It's just surprising. And tonight Nacogdoches had a really good game plan. They had some shutdown corners. They took away a lot of things that you guys do offensively. Pretty good defense.
They're so athletic on defense. We knew that. You just don't see usually somebody have that many athletes on defense, and our bread and butter is obviously throwing the ball, so it was our strength against their strength, and they won it tonight.
So in the second half, clearly you decided to get Patrick Clater more involved in the running game. He finished with 52 yards, and that's something we haven't seen. But, man, when you're in a situation like this and you're behind, you just pull all the stops out, and looks like that's what you did, trying to get him to make some plays, and he did with his feet.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious in the first half that they were keen on Dino in the run game. The linebackers were flying to it, and so we talked about it at halftime and changed some stuff up and let Patrick run the ball.
I thought Nacogdoches made some good calls, and I know that you will go back and look at that. I wasn't expecting the pass on the power package right there. That was just a good call. Sometimes you do that, but the turnovers again tonight. You had the 3 picks, and of course one of those I don't think was Patrick's fault. Didn't finish the route, but again, you were throwing into the probably, in my opinion, Coach, the best secondary Jacksonville has seen this year.
Oh, well, there's no doubt. Those are some athletic dudes back there, and you've either got to try to play to your strength or change up and run the ball. And we did, and we were pretty patient in the first half trying to run the football. It just wasn't getting going, and we're not. When you've got a kid that's a passer like Patrick, you don't want plan A to be, hey, run Patrick. And, it just, by the time we got it going and we cut the lead down to 3, they answered real quick on the kickoff return. That was the long kickoff return set them up for the easy touch, and that was a real killer.
Coach, you got Texas High coming in. They won 44-0 tonight over Pine Tree. I know, it's just, I know, it's unbelievable. And that Pine Tree didn't even score. So Texas High's coming in next week, and wow, you got to run the table to make it now, but it's going to be tough. Back to work. Your thoughts on Texas High? We know they're good, clearly.
Yeah, it's what a great challenge, huh? let's get them in the Tomato Bowl and let's just see what happens. And it's always a game of matchups. Maybe the matchup, I haven't seen their secondary. Pine Tree's a run team, so maybe I haven't watched them enough to know yet. Maybe Pine Tree's strength ran into Texas High strength on a defensive front. I know they're huge up front. So we're going to have to do a great job in protection.
Yeah, Pine Tree had 1 first down in the first half. So obviously they weren't throwing the ball. They were trying to run it, and it just didn't work. But remember, it was 21-17 Texas High over Hallsville with like 4 minutes to go in the half before, they pulled away. So when you try to figure these scores out team versus team, it's hard to do that, and it's how you match up.
Yeah, every team matches up differently. It's like tonight, our secondary, our passing game matching up against their secondary. Well, last week, Pine Tree secondary wasn't nearly this athletic.
Yeah.
So the game is always about matchups, and we're not that big on the offensive line to be able to say, oh, well, they got great secondary kids, we're going to run the ball tonight. That's not how it works for us.
Coach, appreciate you visiting with us on the All Smiles post-game interview. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. But I don't want anybody to forget our defense really played lights
yeah, I
out.
meant to say that. They did. They played really.
I mean, those kids, they were embarrassed last week, and they put in a great week of practice, and I'm just so proud of them answering the bell tonight.
Yeah, it looked like you got a lot of those fits worked out. I really thought they did a good job.
They did, and they did some good jobs disguising coverages. I'm really proud of our defense.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Matt.
Head Coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles post-game interview, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt. And that was, of course, Head Coach Wayne Coleman. We want to thank All Smiles, Dr. Larry Folden, Dr. Brad Westbrook, and Dr. Dylan Rutherford for sponsoring all of our interviews with Head Coach Wayne Coleman this season. Want to thank Randy Gorham, your hometown CPA, for his support of the Jacksonville statistics all season long. On the screen now, you can see the upcoming ball games. We've got a return to Tomato Bowl next week as the Texas High Tigers come to town. And then it's off to White House before finishing up against Mount Pleasant on December the 4th. So for Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer Ryan Travis, this is Aaron Swink saying thanks for listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you at the historic Tomato Bowl next Friday night. Good night.